Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Player's Sake, episode 210. I'm your host, Justin DeSimone, joined by my co-host, Montrell Rice. Montrell, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's up? Just to let you guys know, if we disconnect, we are recording in the middle of a storm. So
Montrell,
how
we're
dedicated
not
we are.
live. We're not like
I
live
mean,
streaming. Like there
I'm
will
just
be a
saying.
cut. Okay,
I'm
so
just saying.
like
Yeah, there will be a cut.
it will be cut professionally, but there may be moments where conversations get cut off awkwardly, and we might not be able to make it sound smooth because we're in the middle of a giant fucking windstorm, thunderstorm right now. There are tornado sirens going off. There aren't tornadoes on the ground, but there's a ton of wind. So I've actually already experienced a very brief power outage today. So yeah, we're gonna try to make this episode short, unfortunately, and get through it as quick as we can because Montreal and I live pretty far apart from each other. So what I'm experiencing now, he is about to get. So
Yeah.
we would have to wait hours before this clears up. So we're just gonna try to squeeze the episode in as best we can. So, all right. Well, Montreal, let's not waste any time. Let me get into the intro real quick. For those of you who haven't listened before, this is our weekly show where we talk about video games, video game news, and other topics pertaining video games. We post at 6 a.m. Central Time on Fridays on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and your Spotify, Stitcher, and your favorite podcast app of choice. And if you'd like to send us a question, you can do so on Twitter at The Players Take, or you can send us an email to theplayerstake01@gmail.com. And all right, Montreal, let's get into it. With what we've been playing this past week. You want to go first?
Yeah, I played the Wulong demo, and I really like it a lot. To be honest with you, I'm actually not touching anything else now because I'm waiting for the full
Waiting
game to
for it.
come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I put everything else to the side. So I put Hogwarts to the side. I put Dead Space to the side. I put everything else to the side, except for like the multiplayer games I'm playing, which I mean we'll get to. Um, Even Fire Emblem, I put that one to the side. So yeah, I really like the game. I really been looking for a good action game. I was almost contemplating going back and playing some of my old action games because I just been on like an RPG tear lately. So I really wanted something actiony. Um,
I
and
feel that.
yeah, God of War didn't satisfy that for me.
Yeah.
And what else I was playing? Oh, Hogwarts didn't really satisfy that for me as well because both of those are like RPG games and stuff like that. Even though like Wulong's an RPG as well, it's more on the action side of things. So, yeah, I'm just waiting for it, and yeah, I can't wait to play
It's
it.
coming out tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need to play the demo because your save carry is over, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I'll probably check it out. I'll probably check it out this weekend. I have it downloaded and installed, so I just need to find time to play it. We've been in a multiplayer fucking frenzy this week. So I have not played much of anything. But what else have you been playing beyond that? Is it really just that and the multiplayer games?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been playing. I haven't played Fire Emblem actually myself. I don't know. I'm just like I'm not like super enthused to play it. Honestly, I'm almost to the point with it where like because we were talking about early on with our experience with the game that it kind of reminds us of like Blazing Blade. The first one we got in the US on the GBA. It's a little more tight like that game, but it's still got all this stuff that game didn't have that I don't need in a Fire Emblem game. To the point that
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly thinking about just like subscribing to the Nintendo Online, and fucking downloading downloading that old Fire Emblem, and playing it, dude. Because it frankly, it's actually been fucking years since I played that game, and I'm kind of like I'm looking for something simpler out of Fire Emblem. As much as Engage is simpler,
Mm-hmm.
there's just too much shit in it that like I don't know, like too
The
many
ring
things. I don't need
management.
all this
Yeah.
shit in Fire Emblem, man. The
Yeah.
reason Fire Emblem was a successful franchise to me, and I know it's bigger than it's ever been, but I think that has more to do with Fire Emblem Heroes than it does with the quality of the actual console games at this point. Is that Fire Emblem was simple for the most part. Now there are entries that you can point to where the game wasn't simple. There were like Echoes, for instance, the second one. I think the
Mm-hmm.
third one, which is I believe Genealogy of the Holy War, Sacred Stones. You could fight random battles in that game. So there have been examples of Fire Emblem not having that core formula where it's just straight like plot battles constantly. But the thing is, those games were on platforms where the gameplay was fast, like NES or GBA. So the game didn't take that long to play. The thing now with Fire Emblem that frustrates me a lot is, um, like, you kind of need to turn animations off to get that experience anymore. And even then, the game, like, you would have to speed up the movement and shit, and like to the point that the game just like feels like it's almost like cartoony to play. And I don't know, it's just like it's just bogged down by modern video game design, I feel like. So that's kind of where I'm at with it at this point. I need to finish it, but I just,
Yes,
yeah,
I think it's suffering from one of those things where they think bigger is better. Like
yeah.
they're on a bigger platform, they're on a bigger console, so they have to take
Hmm.
full advantage of it, which I don't think is necessarily the case. I think like Path of Radiance and
Yeah.
from what I hear, I haven't played those games, but from what I've heard, everybody, not just you, but everyone who plays Fire Emblem, like they look at those games as in a high regard because it was just straight Fire Emblem,
Yeah.
but the story was good and everything like that.
They
So
were the absolute peak of this series, and they're examples of what modern Fire Emblem could be or should be, in my opinion, because those games were made on GameCube and Wii, and they were 3D Fire Emblem games the way Engages and Three Houses and all the ones since have been. And they played fast. They were simple. They were not bloated with like extraneous BS. Yes, Radiant Dawn is a fucking huge game, but it's a huge game that's linear. Like there's no side content. Like you're not running around fighting
okay.
random battles, grinding. You're not doing any of that shit. The game is the game. You just play the game,
Hmm.
and the story, you just play through the story. That's it. Um, and it's a huge game, but it works really well because there's nothing distracting you from playing through the plot, And
Okay.
I like that linearity with Fire Emblem. Um, I know other strategy games that I love don't do that stuff. Like, for instance, Triangle Strategy last year, Final Fantasy Tactics Ogre. There's dozens of examples of it, right? But those games are designed around grinding. And it works a lot better in those games. I just don't feel like Fire Emblem works in this context.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's trying to chase something that it's not. And I think I do want to say that Engage is an encouraging sign that they kind of get that. I think they heard the message loud and clear that Three Houses had too much BS, like taking away from the actual game. And they did pare it down a lot, but I'm hoping the next entry pares it down even more. I don't
Yeah.
need a fucking floating castle that I can go talk to everybody in and go pet the fucking dogs. It's like I just want to fucking fight battles, bro, in Fire Emblem. That's it. That's all I want. And you can have a robust skill system, and you could even have some of the random battles. I don't even think that's really the problem. I just think it's like the gameplay. I think the issue with Engage around the gameplay is that the grind is too extreme. They made it take way too long to actually grind shit out. Because grinding emblem rings takes fucking forever. Like leveling them with specific characters, like leveling the bond ranks, and then getting enough SP to actually inherit skills from those emblem rings also takes way too fucking long, to the point that it is pointless to do because by the time you get enough shit to do it, you're so powerful that the storyline is irrelevant. Like you're just gonna fucking raffle stomp the story missions. So
Yeah.
I think they just kind of missed with that, honestly, with the balance of the progression.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people will say that's more of a balancing issue for maddening or
Hmm.
insanity or whatever it's called. Because I heard it's like a totally different game on that compared
Yeah.
to hard mode. But it's like I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't balance your game around that. I don't know. I
Well,
don't
I
know.
think it's
I
the
don't.
opposite too. I think people are pointing to that as the savior because that might be the only thing that fulfills what I'm talking about. And maybe I do need to replay the game on maddening. I might do that.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is they're trying to I think with the advent of Fire Emblem Heroes being so popular since it's come out, that I think they are trying to make the core Fire Emblem games appeal to a wider audience, meaning they're trying to make them easier, and easier to get into.
Yeah,
And
but I feel
yeah,
like that mobile side of it is they're trying to get you addicted to the game as well. Like
yeah.
the game's already addicting in my opinion, but I don't need to when we first talked about it, I told you over text messages like, oh, it has a fucking gotcha system in it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't need to roll rings and shit like that. I don't know. It's just I don't really
Yeah, it was
like that
like
aspect of it.
yeah, it was cute for a minute and it got old real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, because Blazing Blade is like, I don't know, 20 hours maybe, 25 at most, like just to play through
At
the
the
story.
most.
And
Yeah.
dude, that's all I need out of a Fire Emblem game. I don't need it to be this 100-hour game that fucking sucks you in and like absorbs your life. You know, it's like I don't know. I've never wanted that out of this series. And Radiant Dawn is a way longer game. Like it's probably 50 hours or 60 hours all told,
Mhm.
but again, that's 50 or 60 hours like a Xenoblade game that is like that's all story, dude. Like all that time is story pretty much. There is some in between stuff in battles between battles you can do, but it's mostly just like buying equipment for your units, using your bonus EXP and then assigning skills, and that's really it. Like it's not that complicated. It takes you 5 minutes, you know. Once you get the rhythm
Yeah.
of it, it doesn't take you very long. So, that's the issue with this game. Even taking out all the extraneous bullshit from the monastery in Three Houses, which was like an hour of shit between battles. This game still has 20 minutes, maybe, if you want to do it like efficiently and like get all the shit, like all the bond
Yeah.
fragments and the fucking items you can get and the steel ingots and shit. All that will still take you 20 to 30 minutes probably to do it, even if you're rushing around trying to do it. And then they have all this weird shit in the game too. Like there's like this fucking wyvern riding activity you can do where you're basically like fucking playing Star Fox, you know? Like I don't understand why it's in the game at all because it gets you it doesn't really get you anything. And I don't know. It's just there's a lot of weird shit that they just threw
Well,
in the game, you know?
does the little farm get better? Like, do you need the farm
No,
for the
not at all. You
animals?
can totally ignore everything in the Somnial. You don't need to do anything in there. If you
Oh,
want to
okay.
maximize, it does benefit you a little bit, but it's not like crazy, you know. But um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. So that's where I'm at with Fire Emblem. I don't want to talk too much about that. We're like going on a
Okay.
fucking rant because I haven't even played it this week, and neither of you. So I'm just explaining where my headspace is with the game, though. In terms of other stuff, playing Genshin, I'm hitting like a I think I'm hitting a little bit of a fatigue point with it. I might take a break for a bit on Genshin. I'm not there yet, but I didn't play at all yesterday, and that's the first time in a while that I haven't even logged into the game. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I might put it down for a bit because I need to play other shit. I need to play Hogwarts Legacy. I want to play Wolong. So I got to start playing some games that aren't Genshin because the time I don't spend with you guys is spent in Genshin Impact before we get online, and then I'm not playing anything else because like, you know, that's like an hour I'm basically that I have.
I guess technically that's a single player game.
I mean
Like,
it is,
yeah.
but it's a live service like pseudo single player MMO basically.
Yeah.
Which is why I enjoy it. I love the game. It fulfills that MMO itch, you know, for me. But there like this happened to me last time I quit. Is like it just gets to a point where it's like taking up too much of your time though. Because there are times where you need to play for more than an hour in a day because there's like a new event or new story content or something. So I don't know if I'm gonna like quit. Like I'm so close to being caught up that I might just spend the next couple weekends grinding through it. To the point where I can put this game basically on. I log in for 15 minutes and that's it for the day.
Mhm.
Kind of situation. So I'm close to being there, and I might just get there. But I don't know. I'm just thinking because I've had Hogwarts Legacy for 2 weeks now, and I haven't played it. And yeah, so I want to rectify that. But other than that, yeah, we've been playing multiplayer, a little bit of Apex, not a ton. We played over the weekend, right? I think.
Yeah, I think that was the last time I played.
Um, yeah, it's fun. I'm not like the game's not
I'm
like
not.
capturing me the way it used to, though, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. I was playing last night or day before, like night before last, before I got on with you guys. And I was just doing solos, and I don't know. I can't do solo queue.
Yeah,
Apex. It's literally impossible for me because I don't know. People just move weird, and it's not like they're leaving or abandoning stuff. It's just like these are supposed to be people in my rank, and then the stuff that they do just doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
So I don't know. It's just one of those things that's just really frustrating to play solo. Um, especially when you started with a party. Now you're trying to play it solo just to get better, so you can play. When you play with your party, you're more aware of things, you're more better.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's I don't know. I think the game's still missing core features, like kill cams and stuff like that. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff preventing me from getting better, in my
Replays.
opinion. Yeah.
Well, right.
And I don't.
I think the kill cam thing, because we were talking about this a little bit yesterday or 2 days ago,
Mm,
is because we were talking about it in League, right? Because just to, I guess, combine these conversations, we were playing League, and we ran into a team that was scripting. We caught them pretty much. Like
yeah.
we found pretty much definitive proof that they were scripting. Because there was a moment in the game where they were pushing one of our towers, and there were three of them, and this was our bot lane. So our bot lane was against a Zyra support and a Morgana carry. She was like the AP carry in bottom.
Yeah.
It was a weird combination, something I'd never seen before. And these two people, whoever they were, clearly have played this combination before, because they were fucking oppressive bottom with me and Andy were down there. We did okay. We actually did okay though,
Yeah,
surprisingly.
we won that game.
And
Yeah, we
finding
won
out
that
that they were
game.
scripting was hilarious, because I was like, damn, we should have died way more than we did. But later in the game, though, there was a moment where they were pushing one of our towers, the Morgana, the Zyra, and then I think they had a Kane. They were bottom, and they were attacking our tower, and none of us were visible. And we went and confirmed this in the replay later. They did not know we were coming. There were no wards in our jungle. And they did not see anyone on our team. So our teammate Jet, he's playing Ashe. He plays Ashe mid, and he shot her ultimate, which is the frozen arrow that stuns on impact. And he shoots the arrow while he's in the fog, and
Yeah, no vision
no
at
vision
all.
at all. They could not see her. They could not see this projectile coming. And the Zyra instantly places a ward while it's in transit to her. And when it's about, I don't know, I'd say like, I don't know, a third or a quarter of a screen away from her, she pops the ward down, and the Morgana instantly shields her with the spell shield as the arrow is about to impact. It is literally milliseconds, like between the
Yes,
shield
yeah.
going on and the impact of the arrow, to the point where it blocked the arrow and the stun didn't go off. And in the game, we were all like, I actually wasn't there, but you guys were fucking flipping out about it. You were like, you didn't even know you couldn't even understand what happened. It happened so quickly. And we went back and watched it slow mo, dude. I'm not fucking with you guys when I'm saying this. This is all within a half second. The Zyra,
Yes,
our
yes.
teammate shoots the ultimate, right, and then while it's in projection, so while it's in transit, with a half second away from impact, she drops a ward. The Morgana shields her, and then the arrow impacts. It was fucking absolutely insane. It was such a clear moment of scripting that we've never actually, like, we've met people that we think are scripting before, but it was so clear that it's like we all reported the timestamp, because it was like fucking completely insane. No player, I don't give a
Yeah,
shit how good you are, even the best pros could have fucking done that shit, because the thing that gives it away is they didn't have any vision of the arrow coming. That was, and the fact that the ward came down as the arrow was about to hit is what gives away the scripting. Maybe the
yeah.
Morg's reaction time is that good. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But the
Oh,
idea that
bro,
they had the
that's
intuition to put a ward down, no fucking way, man. Like, no way.
that. I would give it the pass, right? If we were in fucking Korea
Yeah.
and because in Korea everyone has almost zero ping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing on 25. I play on 25 ping, and
Yeah.
in Korea, it's like you're playing right there at the fucking client, like right there on the server side, because
Yeah.
you have zero ping. Some people have 1 or 2 ping or 3 ping or whatever.
Yeah.
So I will concede if that was the case, but we're in fucking North America. We're in North America servers, and the lowest you can get is probably 25 ping.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, just to like elaborate off what Justin was saying, like it can't. To be honest, Justin and Jet didn't even notice the ward coming down. I saw it come down as the arrow was before the impact hit. And I'm like, wait, they put a ward down and then she did the shield.
Yeah.
It happened so fast. Like, I'm not even fucking with y'all. I don't even think it was a half second. It had to be like a quarter of a second.
I know.
Everything
It
happened
really
like
was.
like
Yeah. No,
super fast.
it was crazy.
Yeah, and it looked like a script. And I didn't get a notification that they got banned or whatever, but Yeah, it was literally like a half a second. It was one of the most insane things I've seen in League of Legends. Like I haven't seen anything like that, and I've been playing this game for about 5 years. So that was incredible to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, last night though was probably one of the worst nights I've ever had
Oh
on League of
no.
Legends in the most recent years
Oh
rather.
no.
Yeah, I decided to go into ranked, and I lost 9 of my 10 ranked games, so I'm silver
Oh
4 right now.
wow.
Uh, I'm probably gonna go into mini rant, and y'all saw me. Some people probably saw me on Twitter. Whoever listens to the show, y'all saw me on Twitter, kind of complaining about it last night.
Mhm.
The state of the jungle is completely fucked. Uh, I'm not playing the role anymore. Only time I'm playing it is with y'all. I'm never touching that role until they
Yeah.
revamp it.
Yeah.
Um, it's completely fucked. There are people. So there were a couple games where so the whole point of jungle, I mean, I'm not going to give y'all a whole synopsis of it, but literally one of the things that you do, right? If someone makes a play, if a jungler makes a play down the bot lane or whatever, you are as a jungler either supposed to make a play mid, which means gank, or you can take all their camps. So it's a risk reward type deal when you gank and show yourself. If
Right.
I have the opportunity to do it,
Right.
whatever. That risk reward is completely negated now because if I go into the enemy jungler,
All right. So Montreal just disconnected twice, like we said. So this is like a hard cut. We're gonna keep trying to go here. Hopefully he doesn't DC again. So Montreal, you were just talking about league ranked, the state of league ranked and jungle in particular. So if you want to continue.
yeah, so yeah, I already gave y'all. I know before I disconnected, I think. Uh, one thing to do is counter jungle, and they kind of gutted counter jungling because not only do you take reduced, the monsters in the enemy junglers can't take reduced damage. You also get reduced
Yeah.
XP. So it's a big waste of your time actually going to counter jungle. I didn't notice while we were playing, like when I'm playing with you
Mm,
guys, if I counter jungle, I would have like 200 CS over the enemy jungler, and they'll still be the same level as
yeah.
me, or not 200, but like 50 CS
Yeah.
rather. And that's not an exaggeration. I literally sometimes when I'm playing Kindred, my pathing is very efficient with Kindred because that's like my number one jungler.
Yeah.
So I would have like 200 CS, and then the enemy jungler would have like 150 CS. And I may have even more kills than that enemy jungler. But because catch up XP is so good that
Yeah.
they're still within 1 or 2 level ranges with me, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Um, and on top of that, catch up or bounty gold and everything like that. It was one game actually where I was going against a Warwick, and I shut down the Warwick early game, uh, and then he got like 2 bounty kills, and then he just came back and just demolished everybody. He was like 14-5 by the end of the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck just happened? And he wasn't even pathing. I actually like rewatched my VODs and stuff like that. Um, um, and he was just like constantly ganking. And then there's another a game where this actually happened to Tyler One as well. If y'all watch him, he's like a popular league
Hmm.
streamer. Uh, this happened to him as well, and it happened in my game. It was a Vi bot lane camping in the bush for about a minute and a half. I cleared her whole top side, cleared my top side, got a gank, got an objective, um, everything, and she was just sitting there. And then she ganked. She came back down, cleared her bot side again because I couldn't go over there without being risk of being seen or collapsed on. Cleared her bot side again, ganked again, and the first time she sat there for a minute. The next time she sat there for a minute and for about 45 seconds. So I was just like, what the fuck? And she won that game, by the
Wow.
way. Like there was nothing I can do
Yeah.
about that. Because laners, unfortunately, like I'm a laner too, so don't take offense if anybody else is laners. Laners are oblivious to what's going on. So when you're in lane, some people tunnel vision, and I understand it because you're trying to focus on
Yeah.
CS, and you're reading enemies fucking uh, skill shots and all
Movement.
that
Yeah.
shit like that. So I understand it. Um, but at the same time, like they don't understand it. A lot of people still don't understand this is like a super gank meta. Like it's exacerbated, especially low elo. High elo, they understand that, but low elo, they still don't understand that they're going to get constantly ganked. Which is why when another thing, like when Jet's complaining about it, it's valid because he's probably not used to this super high aggressive gank meta,
Hmm.
especially since he's playing Ash mid.
Hmm.
She doesn't have a getaway besides her
Yeah.
flash. So it's
Right.
like you're playing these hyper aggro gank metas, and especially for bot lane when you and Andy were down there and y'all like dominating bot lane, like y'all just food for the jungler. They're gonna
Yeah.
constantly gank y'all
It
and
happens
everything like
every
that. And
time, man. We're having a
yeah,
good game, and yeah, fucking jungle will show up after we get 1 or 2 kills. Like it doesn't even take that long anymore. Like it's literally like 1 or 2 kills, and they're fucking up our ass for the rest of the game. Like
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like the meta right now, even for bot lane, the meta we haven't come across it because we're not playing ranked. But like in all my ranked games, if I don't ban Kate, Kate's getting picked and Ash's mid, Ash's bot, Ash support. Lucian, Lucian Nami, Zeri, Yumi. When Yumi got nerfed, so it's like Zeri, what's the fucking little bitch name? I forgot her name. The little Yordle. Oh, fuck.
Lulu.
Lulu, Lulu, yeah. So it's Lulu down there, and that's all I see. Like legitimately, there's no other meta. That is the
Ugh.
meta. There's no diversity down there at all. I don't see Trish. I may see Jin every once in a while, and every time I do see Jin, he pops the fuck off, and he's not on my team, and it's
Mhm.
irritating. So, uh, I don't. As far as the jungler meta, they try to make the jungle meta more diverse, but they made it more stringent. If you're not a S, if you don't pick one of the S tier junglers, you don't pick Warwick. You can only pick Kindred in certain situations to counter certain junglers. If you don't pick Sojourner, Warwick, by Lee Sin
Yeah.
or Ramus or high octane junglers that can gank level 2, you're gonna lose the fucking game. Like that's it for you. You Because they're gonna constantly gank,
Yeah.
and there's no incentive for them to farm at all. Like they farm a little bit, they get their level 3, and after that they can just constantly gank, gank, gank,
Which
gank,
that's
gank,
like
and
that's
that's
like
it.
literally like 3 camps, isn't it? At this point.
Yeah. And the thing is, I didn't even know they did this. Maybe I should read the patch notes more in the back for like season 13. They buffed junglers getting XP in the lanes. So uh before we only got like 25% or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
But now we were getting like 50 or 75%. So
Wow.
people were just like they would tax the lanes and then go back to fucking their jungle or whatever like that. So it's like you're not missing any camps. So not only are you not missing any camps for just constantly ganking, uh you're your enemy jungler is not even getting incentivized for doing anything. So the game pretty much boils down to who can tilt the team, which jungler can tilt their team faster. Because that's how my all my games ended. My games ended with people getting tilted because they constantly were getting ganked 2 minutes into the game, 3 minutes into the game. And then when I even switched my tactics up and I started doing it, like the enemies were getting tilted. But I mean, I lost it still because like, probably because one of the top laners was like, fucking dominating one of the other top laners 1v1 or something, even after I ganked and killed
Mhm.
them. So I mean, it was just a really bad luck of the draw. And even when I went mid lane, I noticed that I was getting ganked, but I didn't die because I was like, I always had everything warded up because I expected it to come. So I would be in mid lane with like Silas. I would be like 6-1 or something like that. And yeah, like but bot lane would just constantly keep getting ganked, and then their bot lane would come up to my lane after they take their tower, even after I would help the jungler gank or whatever, and their bot lane's already like 18 or not 18, but like 8-2 or 6-2 or something crazy like that or whatever. And then on top of that, the champion scaling for some of the champions, I ran against Aurelion Soul mid, and I know we complained about him, but I didn't really think he was a big threat. One because no offense to Jet, but he's playing Ash mid,
Yeah,
like
it's not a good
whatever.
matchup.
Yeah,
It's a really bad
so it's
matchup, actually. Yeah.
but I played against Aurelion Soul mid, and he's not oppressive. I was beating the fuck out of him. By the time my laning phase in, I solo killed him 4 times in lane with
Mhm.
Silas. So he was like or what I thought he was out the game. 25 minutes into the game, he's flying and fucking dropping AC 130 bombs on all of us, and he's just like taking out the entire team. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Let me remind y'all when he's doing these moves, when he did the first time he did the first team wipe, he was 0-4, and I had more CS than him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
I'm just
character that's his scaling is broken. Like I just think his scaling is broken. Like I don't think he's that bad early game. Like he's kind of has no presence at all. Like He's just kind of a he's like
Yeah.
Nasus. Like, you just kind of want to survive till you're like level 11, 12, and at that point you're like a fucking freight train that nobody can stop, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, yeah, he's just flying across the map, like, dropping bombs, dropping laser beams everywhere. And I'm just like, bro, what are we to do with this? Even after we see him through the wall or whatever, like, it's like, what are we to do? Like, how can you stop this dude? I don't know. I just think that the scaling and everything is completely broken. I think jungle is a brain dead fucking role now. The reason why I did like jungling compared to laning is because I wouldn't be in lane. To me, sometimes laning was boring, especially when I was playing Silas or whatever. Um, I know my matchups and everything like that. So I would go like 5-0. Not to say I'm like the best fucking, I'm still gold, y'all. I'm still trash. But it's like I would know my matchups and laning phase would get boring as fuck for me. Whereas with jungle, like jungle is always diverse. It's like a chess match. You and the other player are playing, or you and the other jungler are playing with each other.
Yeah.
But now it's just gank. Oh, take 3 camps, gank. Take 3 camps, gank. Take 3 camps, gank. Oh, objective up, take the objective, gank. Like that's what the role is boiled down to. And there's no counter jungling, there's no interacting with the other jungler anymore. There's just objectives, gank, camp, or take camps. That's it. That's all you need to know to play. And I understand why they did it because they wanted to according to their stats, they're probably going to come out and say like, oh, well, more people are playing jungle now. Yeah, because it's fucking broken. Like jungle is broken now. Anybody can pick up the game and play it. And I guess that's a good thing to get more people into League of Legends.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, like it's hurting the core of the game. If that
I
makes
think
any
the
sense.
thing, okay,
So
this is my thing with jungle, right? I don't know. I'm
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. I'm just like I'm thinking about Dota because in my brain I'm like sitting here like, man, we got to get you into Dota, Montreal, because yeah, things are different there. Because there is like I don't know about Dota right now. I haven't played it in fucking years, so I don't know what the meta is right now. But as far as I know though, there's still not a dedicated jungle role. There's certain characters that can play jungle, like what would be jungle in League. And those characters specifically do that, but that's
Hmm.
still not, for the most part, you still have everybody in lanes. So the way ganking works in that game is different as a result. This is my issue with jungle, is that it's unaccounted for all the time. You don't know where they are, unless your
Yeah.
jungler is warding like fucking crazy and all over their side of the map. You're not going to know where the enemy jungler is most of the time. So they're just going to pop out whenever the fuck, dude. Like like this is my issue with it. They just show up and like unless you ward your lane properly and appropriately and pay attention to the map, they're just gonna sneak up on you, dude. And it's not like the lanes can't be snuck up on even if you do ward appropriately because there are multiple ways to get in lane. It's not like it's just one fucking entry point. And some characters can
Yeah.
go invisible, which is fucking toxic as shit. Um, so the thing with Dota is like obviously everybody's in a lane, so you know where they are for the most part at all times. If somebody isn't showing in lane, you say they're missing, and bang, you're on alert. It's like you
Yeah.
should know that okay, I might be getting ganked right now. Yes, ganking in Dota is still a thing. Like it's still very important to the game. It's always been important to the game, but like if you're not an idiot, you should be paying attention and realize that it's coming. This is my thing with League. It's like you can be as alert as you fucking want to be, and certain junglers will just come in and fuck you up, dude. They'll fucking tower dive you. Like they'll fucking tower dive you at level 3 and they don't give a shit. And they get like a fucking double kill and somehow they fucking get out because the towers fucking tickle. Like they fucking tickle. Like they don't even hit people half the time, Like people are fucking literally targeting you and the towers do not fucking hit them. Like the way towers work in League just does not fucking work in my opinion. Like
Yeah. It's
it's
supposed to go supposed to so what happens in League, which you can tower juggle, which they call it. If you leave the circle, the range of the tower, then it will de-aggro you. So whoever hits the say like if you and Andy are under tower, and let's just say I'm on the other team or whatever, right? I come to tower dive you, and you have two, and my two bot laners are coming to hit you guys. So what usually happens is the tankier person will hit you first. The tower
yeah,
hits whoever it targets them
yeah.
first, and it will stay on them regardless of what me and the other person are doing. It's already targeted them, so they can take a couple of shots and then jump out. And then the tower would what I don't know how it classifies who is who, but like if I hit you, then it'll start hitting me again. It'll start hitting me, then I can get out, and then it'll hit the next person. So they'll tower juggle rather, and that's what will happen. But I do agree uh with everybody's complaint that I think tower is not hitting as hard as it should
Yeah.
be. It should be like a monumental force, like a really huge risk reward type deal.
Like
I
it
think
should be 2 or
everybody's just
3 shots early game to kill
yeah,
somebody.
yeah,
I really
and
think
I
that
think
should be the case.
yeah, and I think everybody right now, especially the juggernauts up top, they can tower dive with no issue. I mean, even we do it sometimes. I tower dive all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in because the fucking tower is not a big threat to me or whatever. Um, I think the biggest issue, but to piggyback on another point, where you're like, we don't know where the jungler's at. So that was a big part of counter jungling. Big part of counter jungling was for me to track the jungler, and then for me to tell you guys, and you guys can track it as well. If you're like a good enough player or you're more aware and everything, you can track the jungler as well. So that's what I used to do mid lane, and that's why I used to like mid lane so much. Um, when I came from the jungle role and that lane like called out to me because it's like almost like a second jungler's on the field. But you just have a dedicated lane
Yeah.
or the way it's supposed to be
Yep.
played. But the counter jungling, it's supposed to be all right. So obviously all their camps are on cooldown right now. There are no camps here. All right, he's in the bot line. He's in the bot lane jungle, or yeah, he's coming bot lane for y'all. All top sides clear. I just checked it out or whatever. But now there's literally no incentive for me to go into their camps or into their jungle. It's just waste of time for me. Because even if I do go out there, there usually be like one camp they may have missed or something like that, right? And I'll ward over there. But the problem is, and I have been doing it in our games, I would ward over there, and sometime one time, Justin, I swear to God, I went back and watched the replay. My control ward stayed on the enemy blue ward for 5
Yeah.
minutes. He didn't check his, and the blue was up. He didn't check his blue for 5 fucking minutes, and
Which is a full respawn cycle for that camp, isn't it?
Yes, and he was terrorizing the map. I think it was like a Shaco or Evelyn or some
Yeah.
shit, terrorizing the map. And he stayed on that ward. I mean, that ward stayed there for 5 minutes, and I was like, there's no incentive to me to go over there anymore. Why would I even go over there anymore? So it's hard for me to track the jungler, because I try to call out where the jungler's going to be, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be over there. He's on the opposite side of the map. You know why? Because there's no incentive for him to be right there. In my brain, that makes sense. Everybody else's brain, who's higher elo, that play makes sense. He should be right there, but he's at the top lane, fucking ganking, fucking Elias or somebody or Brad, because ganking's just free now, and it just makes no sense to me. It's so hard for me to track everything, and it's like, I know everyone was like, well, you just need to get good and learn the flow of the game. And it's like, I do know the flow of the game. I'm playing the game for 5 fucking years. I know the flow of the game. The game is stupid right
They've
now.
changed
Like,
the flow and it doesn't make sense. Well, and I
exactly.
think the other thing, like, dude, I think the thing is with the map awareness, right? I think my map awareness has gotten better since we started playing, right? Like
Everybody's map
yeah, and I
awareness
think
has
our whole
gotten
team
better.
that's the
Like,
case, right? Like I'm trying to call people missing as soon as I can now. Like I'm looking at the mini map all the time, trying to tell Jet if somebody's coming mid. I don't always get it right, but I'm getting better with that, and that's my thing. I'm paying attention to the mini map, and that was my point earlier. Is that the state of the game right now is that it doesn't matter if you pay attention to your mini map. You can go fucking hide under your tower. They can still fucking tower dive you and kill you. Like that's like what do you even do? What the fuck do you even do? Like
the,
like
the XP system is so fucked that just I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to tell the story. Justin and Andy were down in lane, and there was a Katarina. Jet is farming the fuck out of the lane. Katarina stayed in
bro.
the
Oh
bot
my
lane bush
god.
for 2 fucking minutes to do a gank.
It was longer than
There
that,
was
dude. It was longer than that. Because Jet, like, this is what happened. She came down, and me and Andy had a ward, and we saw her coming down river. Okay, we backed up, and she left, presumably. So we thought she was going back mid. She never went back mid. She fucking circled around into jungle underneath dragon, and fucking walked all the way around and went underneath. That little lip in the corner of the map that's hidden. She
yeah.
went under that and then went into the bush and stood there for 2 minutes. I think she spent a good 3 to 4 minutes trying to do this gank, like literally trying to gank the both of us. And she was just fucking standing there. Like literally, no champions were there. There was nothing going on. I'm not even kidding. Like the enemy team had left. They were gone. The bots were both gone. The bot and the support. And then Andy had left. He went to go fucking buy shit. So I'm just like, whatever. There's a minion wave coming. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna farm the lane. What happens? Fucking Katarina jumps out of the thing and blows me up in 2 seconds. And I'm like, bro, you were literally there for 3 to 4 minutes just to get that kill. Just to get that fucking kill. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
And catch up XP is so crazy. Jet was farming that lane. I think he almost took tower as well, and I helped him take tower, and she was still the same fucking level. It didn't fucking matter. Oh, and she built heart still too, by the way, and she's assassin, y'all.
Right.
So like this, I don't know a worse meta than probably like beginning of season 8, which is I think it was the crab meta, where you had to pick a level 2 jungler, because the crab only spawned on one side and it had a shield, and the shield only went down if you CC'd the crab. So you had to play a jungler with CC and to take the shield off to take the crab faster. It was a terrible meta. Yes, it was literally a terrible meta. But this meta is probably the worst I've seen. Like this meta makes no sense at all to me. It's not fun. It's actually a really boring meta. I don't even think it's a tank meta. It's a weird fucking pseudo easy meta. Like you can't play champions that makes like that express skill. You have to play champions that are like really point and click, really easy to use,
high mobility. Yeah, that's the problem with bot, dude, right now. Is like there's only a few characters that I feel comfortable playing most games. Like it's funny because I started playing Varus. That was who I was maining. I barely play him anymore.
He's actually one of the top. Yeah, he's the top ADC right now.
Really?
Varus, yes, Varus, Ciri, Lucian, Kate,
okay,
and I think Tristan and Draven and Tristana.
Interesting. Yeah.
Top 5, top 6.
Yeah, I need to start playing a couple of those because yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that you say that about Varus because he's like a battleship, you know? Like he doesn't like he's high damage, he's like an artillery, basically. Like he does a fuck ton of damage. Like it's crazy. There was a game a few nights ago that I played him, and bro, like it was the one where Andy disconnected and we were like 4v5. And you would think Varus in a 4v5 would be awful, but dude, no, I don't know what was going on in that game, but I was fucking tearing assholes open. Like it was nuts. But most of the time though, it's like his mobility is so low that if you miss his ult on somebody, you're dead, probably. You know?
Yeah.
There is a certain point in the game where he actually gets kind of beefy and can just stand and fight. And people do get caught off guard by that at times. And I take advantage of that where I can, but yeah, it's just like I feel like I have to play Trist most games, or I'd probably need to learn how to play Kate because yeah, she's just got high survivability. She's got a lot of escape mechanisms built into her kit, and like I don't like it right now because I like playing Jhin, but he just doesn't feel. Just so many times where I like pick him, and it's just, dude, it's a fucking miserable game, you know? Like you can't even fucking play, you know? Because you've got a fucking Aurelion Soul or some other motherfucker that jumps on you and you can't fucking get away from, you know? And it's like we were talking about the dashes a few weeks ago, like how much dashing and shit there is in League. Like they gotta tamp this shit down, man. Like that's part of the problem with the towers is there's some characters that are highly mobile even at level 2, 3. And that's what they do. They jump in, fuck you up real quick, and then when they're about to die to the tower, they jump out of the aggro range, you know? And it's like you can't even do anything about it as most characters, you know? And it's I don't know. It just feels it's just it's like a frustrating experience because I like the game. I'm having fun with the game. I love playing it with you guys, but goddamn, dude, I think part of my problem with League 2 is the summoner spells. I still feel like summoner spells are something that I don't like in the game because there's no trade-off with them, right? The only thing you're losing by picking certain summoner spells are the other summoner spells you could have picked. The thing is in Dota, there are no summoner spells, right? You if you want to have a flash, like you need to buy the item that gives you that. Like you literally have to sacrifice you're like buying a different item to get the ability to blink. And
Yeah.
that's why I vastly prefer that, because it is a significant trade-off in Dota to go early blink dagger, which a lot of characters do, because you're giving up statistics, items that give you power, like fighting power, for mobility, you know. League doesn't have that. You just have flash. Everybody has flash. You just get flash, you know. And I
Yeah.
get it, it's part of the game. It's been part of the game from the beginning. It's never going to change probably, but it's like a core design tenet though, that I just feel like there's no, you're not making players think, you know, with these decisions, a lot of these decisions most of the time. It's really that secondary summoner spell where there's a lot of interesting things that can go on there. Because
Yeah.
I actually took Ghost with Zaya the other day, and I really liked that with her. I'd never tried it before. I had been running heal instead. And it's, you know, that's where the interesting decisions lie, is that second spell, because everybody takes flash. Like
Yeah.
I barely seen
Everybody
anybody
takes
not
flash.
take
Yeah.
flash. It's like a 0.1%, you know, of the time.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
that,
Yeah,
yeah,
like the thing with Flash is like I think the gameplay around it is like once you use it, you're supposed to call it out, and it's down for 5 minutes.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so that's the thing. That's the like the play around it. The thing is like, or if I'm down Flash for 5 minutes, I'm just gonna sit on the tower and not
don't be
get ganked or
yeah,
whatever for
don't be
five
risky
minutes.
shit.
Yeah, don't be riskier for 5 minutes. I usually try to punish people when I'm playing jungle. I usually try to punish people who do push with no flash. I constantly gank them and they'll get upset like, why are you fucking ganking me? Oh, you need a tent, and it's like, well, you don't have the flash for like 5 minutes, bro. So I'm about to take full advantage of that shit.
Yeah,
Um, I think the other issue with that is like when my laners don't understand that, and this is not at y'all. This is like when I'm playing ranked and I understand it.
yeah,
And I see this like they'll call out the flash, but they'll forget that their laner doesn't have flash for 5 minutes, and they're not baiting them like just freezing the wave to force them to come out and
yeah,
farm. They just let them. They just push, and it's like, um, I don't know. It's just like I feel like there should be certain criteria that need to be made before you go into rank, because that isn't a whole different story, uh, or a whole different game rather, because you have to know certain things, you have to know wave management and
yeah,
everything. And those people, even like the enemy team, I have to remember too. The enemy team's on the same level as us, so they're not doing the same. They're doing the same mistakes that we're doing. It's just a matter of capitalizing off the mistakes. You don't really need to start thinking like that until you get to gold, high gold, early plat. Then you gotta start thinking like, okay, this person used this summoner spell, this spell right here, and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think right now we're still we only been playing it for like a month and a half, I think, right? So we're
mm,
still is it or has it been 2 months
3 months. It was early
consistently?
December we
3 months?
started playing, I think, or
Okay.
mid December,
Yeah, so
two
I
and a half
mean,
months.
yeah, so we're still learning the meta, and on top of that, like even for me, because I took a season break. So even for me, like this is all new to
Mm,
us and we're still just learning the game. But a lot of our consensus though is being shared across like YouTube and like Reddit, like especially the jungle meta, the ganking meta. Everyone hates it, and the catch up XP rather. Everyone hates it. It's just not fun to play around, in my
yeah.
opinion. Because even juggernauts, in my opinion, they can be dealt with. I can deal with a juggernaut. I can deal with like Nasus and Mundo. I understand those are their kits. That's what they're supposed to. That's what they're designed to do. One person I fucking hate is Garen. I don't. I fucking hate that
He
champion.
is annoying.
But yeah. But and only have an issue with one item, which is heart still. But I think that's because we're still in like a lower elo setting. We don't know how to deal with it yet. So I've been like, doing research and shit about how to deal with it. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've been
Well,
playing. That's all I have to say about League though.
yeah, yeah. One more thing, I guess, about it is I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. There's definitely more to learn, right? Because yeah, I definitely am guilty of not thinking about summoner spells the way you're saying. Like I'm aware of them obviously being down, and if somebody's dumb, I'm gonna try to take advantage of it. Like when they don't have it up. But it's like I'm not thinking about like, oh well, I should freeze the wave and make them have to come out, you know. Like that's a good call. That's a good thought. You know, it's like a good call out. So I mean, there's still things for our group to learn, obviously, and get better at. But I just want to. I think another thing we don't do enough is when we're in certain matchups like Aurelion Soul or Nasus. Like we should probably be trying to end the game early. Like we don't actively try to do that enough. Where we should
Yeah,
we should really be trying to end the game before 20-25 minutes probably when we're in those matchups.
yeah,
And
I
we
agree.
don't ever
Yep.
do that almost ever. And I think this is the thing about Dragon and Baron that always drives me nuts. It's like we'll win a team fight and we like instantly go Dragon Baron. It's like maybe we should just fucking push base. Like that is like a strategy. It's a trade off, certainly. But if we are trying to end the game early, though, it's probably more valuable to kill a tower mid or push into the third tier tower earlier in the game than it is to go get dragon. Because if you're not planning, if your plan is to not have the game go past 25 minutes, dragon fucking doesn't matter. It's not you're not gonna get to soul. So it's and I'm not saying you ignore it entirely, but it's something
No, I,
you
I
know.
I definitely understand it. I definitely get that. Because I think we all have a good mentality as far as farming, but I think we all focus too much on late game as far as
Hmm.
farming. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm going to get powerful, bro. Just wait. I got to farm. I got to farm." It's like, okay, just back, get what you can, and push towers, bro. Like, because we all do it. So it's like, uh, that's a thing. I'd be one to quit back quick though. I will back quick as hell. I'll back quick as hell.
Yeah, I'm more
But
aggressive
sometimes,
with that. I want to take a chance because, dude, this is the thing. This is the thing. I noticed this a few times when we start winning. We win a team fight, and then we get a couple extra kills after that team fight. A couple people revive. We have a tendency to back, like you said, back quickly off of that. Where I'm sitting there like, no, guys, we need to fucking stay because if we get a couple more kills, this game's fucking over. Like literally, you know.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
if they're fucking stupid and they're desperate and like two people come out and all five of us are still there, and we get the kills on those people, they're fucking done, dude. The game's over. We're literally gonna push Nexus and win. So I think we got to take advantage of that a little bit more. Definitely, especially when we have champions that can kill towers. Like if I'm playing Triss, bro, we should be pushing fucking towers, man. Like straight up, because I can kill a tower like super fast, with the bomb and then fucking with the enhanced auto attack speed. It's like not just me alone. I can kill a tower fast. So, forgetting about the rest of the team. So, yeah, that's something I don't know. I don't speak up a lot in those situations. I probably will try to a little bit more because there have been times where I'm sitting there like, man, if we get a couple more kills, this game's literally over. I don't care about objectives like Dragon or Baron. Like, doesn't matter. The game will end. And maybe that doesn't
Yeah.
feel good. It feels more fun to get the late game and be powerful and be like blowing people up. But it's like I don't know. The objective of the game is to win. It's not to farm, right? Like you
Yeah,
need to win
exactly.
any means necessary. If farming is the answer, farming is the answer. If getting dragons the answer, getting dragons the answer. But sometimes the answer is pushing towers and winning early.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes like when I make the call, sometimes I'm like, all right, let's get Baron or whatever. And I'm like, I would assess the lanes where they're at. Like, is it worth it to push if the lanes push way on our side? Sometimes it is just worth it to go get Baron, then
yes,
push the lane
agreed.
out. Or like if the lanes is pushed out, I can take Dragon and then somebody else go push, the lanes or whatever. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that because sometimes there are, we will sometimes say like, oh, I need to go back and get this item. Just let me get this item. It's like, no, just help us push, and I promise you can go get that item. Like, just push,
Well, you
at
might not
least
even get
push
to
the
buy it. I know that feels bad. You might have 5K gold in your
yeah.
inventory when the game ends, but the game will end. It doesn't matter. Like, who cares? You
It,
know?
and it's like even if we push the minions to the tower, we're still getting tower damage and we
Yeah.
back. Like that's doing a lot of
Yes.
damage. And
Minions
I don't
do a
think
deceptive amount of damage to towers.
yeah,
Especially when you
exactly.
have the cannon minion. But when
Exactly.
we have
So
Baron buff, dude, like when we have Baron buff, this is something we don't do enough. When we have Baron buff, we should be pushing.
yeah.
Because you don't even need to fight. You just stand in the space of the minions and they become fucking mega creeps. Like they obliterate buildings. Like it's fucking absurd. The cannon minion becomes like a fucking trebuchet. The thing's shooting from like this thing's shooting from like 1,200 distance away. It's crazy. So like we just need to be in the presence of the minions while they're attacking base. Like we don't even need to engage a fight necessarily. So that's something we got to do more too when we get Baron is like really committing to that push off of that because that's the whole point of Baron. Baron like that like that's really the value Baron gives you. Like obviously it enhances your damage and whatnot too, and you get a faster back. But it's like I think a lot of the time is we'll get Baron and we'll all instant back because it takes 4 seconds instead of 8. And it's like, no, we should just push like now, like just immediately go to mid lane or whatever lane's closest that's the most pushed in and fucking push it in, you know. Especially if we
Hmm.
won a team fight getting Baron, like we killed people, So yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. So I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that we need to work on, obviously, um, and there's a lot of stuff that league itself needs to work on, as well.
yeah,
I mean, I'm enjoying playing the game with y'all,
hmm
but as far as my first solo night experience this season by myself, because I
yeah.
played a couple of Norns by myself and I don't really have any issues. But like ranked yesterday was like terrible, and I was like, I went to bed in a bad mood. I was like, man, this is terrible. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I got.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on to our news stories for this week. We only got a couple. First one is from Square Enix. So Square released a press release this week that they are quote folding Luminous Productions into Square. Basically, Luminous Productions as a studio is going to be no more, and they will be folded into other teams within Square Enix. Um, and what does this mean for Forspoken? They said there will be a DLC called Intanta We Trust that is going to be coming out this summer, but it's unclear if there will be any more than that coming for that game. But Forspoken didn't hasn't done well critically. It's done okay commercially from what it seems like. It was number 7 last
Hmm.
month in the U.S. on the MPD charts, but otherwise this team did work on Final Fantasy 15. They were not called Luminous Productions when they made that game, but that vaulted them into becoming a team, like a permanent team that Square invested in. But it seems like their time has come to an end, Montrell. So, what do you make of this?
Um, First of all, I feel well. A lot of the developers, I think upper management is getting
Yeah,
shafted, but I know a lot of the developers themselves are moving or being absorbed into like Square Enix.
yeah,
So I'm glad a lot of developers are getting to keep their jobs and stuff like that. Um, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where I don't even blame the developers. I kind of blame like Square Enix.
yeah,
I don't know who target audience this game was for, like the Marvel audience or something.
yeah,
Like I don't know. Like it had that Marvel-y feel or whatever. Another thing with it is like they didn't really improve the gameplay. So the thing that I noticed from Final Fantasy 15 to this game, is that there's no weight
yeah,
behind the impacts of certain
yeah,
things. And Final Fantasy 15 suffered from it, and unfortunately Forspoken suffered from it. Now you can do some crazy combos, some crazy shit in Forspoken. It's very versatile once you learn the system. I'm not even gonna deny that. They made a very cool magic based system. And I wish it can go further,
yeah,
or it actually can go a lot further. I wish it was just a lot finer tuned, if that makes sense. I wish there was just a lot more impact. That was a problem with me for spoken. I can care less about the cringy dialogue or whatever. I can care less about that, to be honest with you. Um, uh, but everything about this game just had like a lot of potential. And this, to me, it's squandered. Another thing, like with Square Enix, I just don't think they learn their lessons with games. I don't know what's their deal, and like I don't get it. I don't understand what their problem is with Square Enix and everything like that. And I don't know. You can take over
yeah.
because
Yeah, I don't I I think we were talking about a pre-show a little bit, right? I think there's like an evaluation that's kind of not happening at a deep level clearly, or didn't happen at a deep level with this team, because I think Square looked at Final Fantasy 15 as a success clearly, and it was a financial
yes.
success certainly, and to a degree I think it was a critical success as well. I don't remember a ton of people being highly critical of that game the way we are, but I think our stance ultimately got proved out through Forspoken, because it's not that, like, it's a similar looking game to Final Fantasy 15. Yes, it's different. It's not the same game. Combat's not the same, but they clearly have a style. They had a style that they were going for with
Yeah,
both games.
yeah.
There's similarities between the two, and I think if Square had like looked a little bit deeper at Final Fantasy 15, I think they would have realized that there's just something not this outside of Final Fantasy probably wasn't going to work. It worked like Final Fantasy 15 worked because it was Final Fantasy. Like if you take that name off of it, I don't think that game anybody would care about that fucking game. You know?
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to touch on. That's actually my point. That I wanted to say off show, and when I was trying to think of while I was talking, um, I don't. Yes, Square is a lot to blame for this. I blame the gamers for this one too, as
Hmm.
well. I fucking hate seeing this thing when a new game comes out and everyone. The only game this didn't happen for is actually the opposite effect. The Cyberpunk. The game came out, it was trash, and now now it's been fixed. Everybody is like, this game's the greatest game ever now, or whatever the case may be. But it's like the opposite effect with like 15. When 15 came out, everyone was like, this is the greatest game ever. I can't believe we got this game. It's so fucking good. Oh my God. Even till like years later, if I talked about Final Fantasy 15 on Twitter, like people would berate me. Now people are like, yeah, that game wasn't so great now that 16's coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah, this game wasn't really that great now. Um, but that even the critics were saying that shit too. And now, if you go back and you look at retrospectives of Final Fantasy 15, some people still think the game is good, and it's like they didn't see what I saw, and then now we have this byproduct, Forspoken, and a lot of people, and not just me, but a lot of other people, a very, I would say a silent majority people, like, I'm not going to say the game's bad, but the game's bad for Final Fantasy
Yep.
15. Now we got Forspoken, and they have their same mistakes from Final Fantasy 15 to Forspoken, and those mistakes weren't alleviated. Almost everything that the issues I have with Final Fantasy 15, the combat not feeling heavy or impactful and everything of that nature. The only thing they changed was the game is not easy as far as like pressing one button to win. There's multiple things you have to do
Hmm.
combos and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, but it's just like the open worldness of it. It just feels really weird. Like I don't they it's an improvement over Final Fantasy 15, but it's not there yet. And that's actually like not the segue. Not well, we don't have, there's no other segue. That's my issue coming into like the new Zelda that's coming out in May or
Mm-hmm.
March, or yeah, May
Yeah.
rather. That game was so critically successful. Are they going to be able to look at their mistakes with that game? Because yes, in your eyes, the game may be a 10 out of 10. There are certain games that I think are 10 out of 10 that I can still look at and like, oh, there's room for improvement. There's room for improvement here, there, blur. Um, uh, but is Breath of the Wild 2 going to have that improvement, or is it just going to be Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
1.5? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I feel like Forspoken is literally Final Fantasy 15.5 in a different universe. In the same universe, but probably like in an alternate land or some shit like that. That's how I feel with it. And it's just like I and I read the article too. Apparently, they didn't have as big as of a budget for Final Fantasy 15 than they did with Forspoken. So that was another thing Square kind of fucked up on. Because if you're gonna put all your marbles behind this game, uh, like let's also talk about how they didn't have confidence in the game. They pushed it back multiple times, going up against like other big name titles. I mean, obviously they couldn't go against God of War. Like that's a given. I understand
Yeah.
that. But I don't know. This game, it did have its own time window because I don't think nothing else came out around that time. And I don't know. It just the memes of it, man. Like it was just a hit and a miss. I don't know. But then you have games like Guardians of the Galaxy, which Square didn't really put that much marketing behind. And when they did, it wasn't good marketing. And that game's like fucking
Well,
phenomenal.
yeah,
So like a
it's a
critical
great
hit.
point though. Like Square, I think is questionable in terms of their ability to evaluate their own games. You know, they
Yeah.
do this. They did this. They do this all the time, dude. Like they did it to Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. They did it to fucking Guardians of the Galaxy from the same team. They didn't put their weight behind those games, and those games didn't sell as a result. Yeah, and like Forspoken, they did put more weight behind that game. There was a lot of marketing for it, but this is the thing, they don't understand what they have, right? Like they're
Yeah.
not able to be self-aware enough to realize that this game's dialogue is just not like not what people want right now, you know. And
Yeah.
the concept was like cringy, you know, the way it was delivered. So the game just suffers as a result and becomes this fucking giant joke. And the idea that they're fucking ashamed of this game probably because the idea that they're closing the studio basically, not even 2 months after the game comes out is fucking crazy, you know. Like that's nuts, dude. Like that's nuts. They clearly are not happy with Forspoken. There's like no other way to explain it. I don't think they give a shit about the commercial success of it. Like it's I think it's I think it's a lot more, it has to do with reputation. And I don't think they like the way the game makes them look as a company. So um
Which is a shame.
yeah.
This is a shame because I don't think it's Luminous's fault. I don't think it's Luminous's fault that 15 turned out the way
No,
it
dude.
turned out. I don't
The
think
thing
it's.
is, right, this comes down to leadership at a certain point. And I think this is a situation where this is on leadership from Square's point of view, not Luminous.
Mhm.
Luminous's leadership does have some fault, right? They not to be self-aware enough to like look at your game and understand how it's not going to appeal to people. Obviously that is hard
Yeah.
to do. It's not like that's an exact science, but it's really on Square because they enabled Luminous to make this game by giving them by making them a studio after Final Fantasy 15, you know? And they just
Mhm.
gave them the runway to make it. So, I think that's where it lies for me ultimately. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and but even Final Fantasy 15 just it was just plagued with like development issues. Um like we didn't get the game that was announced at E3, we didn't get Versus 13, and I just think it was like it was really troubled. The game's so troubled in my opinion that Nomura had to put it in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like this is the game I actually wanted, y'all. Like this is what I wanted. And he still don't have that game because he still has to work on Final Fantasy 7 remake. He still has to probably do something with Kingdom Hearts 3. Like I don't I to me, I know we talking a lot of shit about Nomura, but he is a super talented
yeah,
guy. And to have him
yeah,
like upset to me when I look at some of these games, like I think he wanted to work on Final Fantasy 7 remake because he worked on Final Fantasy Crisis Core. So he loves this franchise and he wanted to make his own thing with Versus 13 and you strip that away from him. Like and then you give him, oh, we're just gonna turn to 15, bro. And you want to do all this crazy shit? Nah, just here, do that. And then we're gonna cut it up and we're gonna sell it because we know it's 15. So we're gonna make a mobile game out of it. We're gonna make pocket version of the game out of it. We're gonna make a movie out of it and all of the stuff. I love the idea, but we just can't do it all in one game. And to be honest with you, I think Nomura's ideas are really cool on paper. I think it's the company that like becomes executives and
yeah,
corporatizes the games. I'm pretty sure if Nomura could, bro, he will make one fucking Kingdom Heart game or two fucking Kingdom Hearts game, and that'll be the perfect Kingdom Heart games. And he like that's it for it, you know, or the one fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake game. And he's like, that's it. Like this is the first like this is the perfect game. But you know, obviously money, time, and all the other stuff, and you know, scope and everything has to
yeah.
fit into it. So, like I said, like I know me and Justin bag on him and everything like that, but uh, I don't think it's his fault.
Well,
And
he's also just
I,
stretched really thin, right? Like, because like you said, he's working on
yeah,
Final Fantasy VII the Rebirth, and then he's also probably working on Kingdom Hearts 4, and we don't know what else they have in development with that
yeah,
franchise. And what else he's involved in too. Like, dude, having two games of that caliber on your docket, you know, as a director of both, I feel like it's got to be really hard to put your all into either one of them, you know.
yeah,
And to his credit, he somehow made the Final Fantasy VII series, like Final Fantasy VII remake, is an incredible game, you know.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know how they, I don't know how they did it, you know. Like I really don't know how they
They
did it.
turned that around like a year and a half,
And no,
right? 2 years,
it was
maybe
like 3 years, but I don't know how they turned
3
it
years.
around so
Okay,
fast. That's the thing that I don't know how they turned it around so fast with such a high quality, and that they might be doing it again with Rebirth because Rebirth is slated for this winter. You know, and even if it gets delayed to next spring, that's still only 4 years between games. Like that's really impressive in the modern day for a game, a AAA game of that quality. You know, to come out that
yeah,
quickly. And I think Kingdom Hearts is where you see the struggle a little bit more with him, because Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, obviously it's well documented. Me and Montreal didn't love that game, and obviously that's his fucking baby, basically. Um, but how can he focus on it when he's working on fucking like other games, at the same time?
Well, you also have to think too, like the corporate red tape with Disney.
Yeah,
You probably got a fucking
right.
headache and aneurysm over that
Well, yeah, and
bullshit.
our
Like
our
that's
theories about how Disney, I think, was trying to use the game as an advertising tool with the worlds they
yeah,
allowed them to put in and what they allowed them to do in those worlds. Like, I don't. Kingdom Hearts has got to be frustrating for him to some degree because I don't put the blame on Nomura for what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3 necessarily. We don't know the full story, and I suspect a lot of the issues with that game come down to Disney.
yeah.
So yeah,
Y- Yeah, and like getting back to Forspoken, I feel like the reason why we're talking about that is I feel like the Luminous team is probably dealing with that as well.
yeah,
They're dealing with Square now, and they see the full extent of like what Square can do. Square has this tendency to work with teams, but not really support their teams.
yeah,
Um, like I feel like that's what they did with CyberConnect when they were working on Final Fantasy VII. They're like, we don't want this. We're just taking it inside. We're just taking it house. We're just taking it
yeah,
house. And I don't know, like when they and how they treat their Western developers. Like I feel like their Western developers, we would never probably get like probably years later, Jason Schreier come out with like an article or op-ed on like Crystal Dynamics and
and Eidos, yeah.
Eidos Entertainment.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
like
I
because
want
I
to
really
know.
want
Yeah,
to. Yeah, because I feel like they didn't treat them well, but they just probably have some kind of NDA or they just don't want to. They don't want to burn any bridges or anything because they know how important Square Enix is to the industry because it is an important company. So yeah.
yeah, and I want to piggyback off one thing you said earlier too, just real quick.
Hmm.
How you're talking about Breath of the Wild. I want to bring up an example of a game with Xenoblade Chronicles, right? I love that game. It's like one of my favorite games ever. It's my favorite Xenoblade Chronicles game, the first one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And to your point though about Breath of the Wild and how people could think that game is a 10, right? And we don't. There's a lot of people that don't like Xenoblade Chronicles for one reason or another, and I
Yep.
understand why that is.
Totally
And you
understand.
see, no,
Yeah.
the thing is, I personally see those criticisms in the later games, because Xenoblade Chronicles
Mhm.
1, I love it. I love it as much as I do, and I could fucking play it forever. I don't get burnt out on that game really. Like I do. I like, dude. I've done all the side content for that game 3 fucking times. I haven't done end game before because I usually do burn out at that point. But I'm talking, dude. I do all the side quests. I build up Colony 6 to its like fullest potential and shit. Like I did all that shit. I got all the fucking like connect the social links or whatever with everybody, all the characters, all the fucking NPCs. Like I did all that shit. I fucking love that game. I love existing in that world. Like that's like I can put up with that. I don't love 2 that much. I don't love 3 that much. And when you don't love a game that much, you start to see the cracks, right? And I can like those things were
Mhm.
in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but I put up with it because I love that game so much. I love that game's world so much and the way the game plays and everything. But with 2 and 3, I don't have that same feeling. So like for me, like I've criticized both of those games heavily on this podcast because they're bloated games. They have too much content. They're fucking huge. Like they're at times unnecessarily grindy. Like those things all exist in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So if you don't love the game as much as me,
Exactly.
you're not gonna like the
Yeah.
game either. Like you're not gonna like that game. So I get it. That's our point. That's kind of the point we're making about Final Fantasy 15 and Breath of the Wild, right? Like that's the same. It's the same
Yeah.
concept. So I hope Nintendo is smart enough to have realized the issues with Breath of the Wild and rectified some of them in the new game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a clear example of that. Like I said, even though it's not a direct sequel to, it's not a sequel at
Yeah,
all to fucking Final Fantasy 15. Uh, the issues are still there for Forspoken. So actually upset because I think the franchise itself has potential. I like the actress as well. Um, I'm I'm upset that she got dealt a shitty hand because this isn't first time she got dealt a shitty
yeah.
hand. She was also in the Resident Evil live
Ooh,
action for Netflix.
ooh,
She was the main character in that one.
oofa.
Um, yeah, so I just think she keeps getting shitty hands. But she's a phenomenal actress, so I feel bad for her as well.
Yeah.
But at least nobody attacked her. Everybody just attacked Forspoken, the franchise, and Square Enix. That
Yeah.
was it. So
All right. Fair enough. Let's move on, Montreal, to our last story today. Second and last story. From Software has officially confirmed they have announced Shadow of the Erd Tree. It is a DLC for Elden Ring. There is no release date. released some information about it. There was some artwork shown. I don't think there was like a trailer or anything like that.
There was a trailer shown, but it was like a short
Okay.
trailer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so we don't have any details about it, but there is DLC coming to Elden Ring, and I mean, I'm gonna be frank. If you didn't think this was coming, you were fucking fooling yourself. Like,
I I would be 100%
yeah,
honest with you. I didn't think they
no,
were going to do
bro,
DLC.
no.
I thought Miyazaki was like, "Yo, I'm
There's a
fucking
certain
done."
point.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a certain point where the monetary realities become so like hard to get away from. They like From Software would be fucking stupid not to make a DLC for Elden Ring.
not to make
Like
DLC.
they're
Yeah,
gonna make
you're right.
so much fucking money off of this. Like, yeah, sure, maybe they didn't initially want to do it, but the fuck, you can figure it out. You can figure out how to fucking do it. This is not that
Yeah,
hard.
no, the story and this story is like I am like heavy into like Elden Ring lore, so it's more intriguing than Dark Souls because it's all contained in one
Yeah.
game. I don't have to go like three different game or two different games because Dark Souls 2 is not connected to Dark Souls 1 and
Hmm.
3. So I don't have to go to two different games to understand the story fully. But yeah, like this game, everything's within the world, and everything like that. So I am interested in the DLC. And there are also like bosses I haven't fought, so I might go back and just do another not a full playthrough. Fuck that. I'll go back and do my new game plus or something like that, and fight the other bosses I didn't fight and everything like that. I am excited for it, but like I said, I'm not like when it got announced, I didn't really care, because I'm actually just burnt out on like From Software
Yeah.
games, unless it's like Armored Core, and I love their games or whatever. Unless it was like a Sekiro 2 being announced, I wasn't gonna be like going crazy over it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I love Elden Ring, by the way. It is
Mhm.
one of their best Dark Souls like games. Um, but to me, we already talked about it. Sekiro's like king for me. That's like peak fiction.
Absolutely. Well, maybe this is my entry point into Elden Ring because I've been struggling with this game, like starting it because it's such a bear, dude. Like, I don't know. And I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Souls games. So, but yeah, maybe this is my entry point. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like get into it when this DLC comes out. And if I like it enough to beat the whole game, I'll get the DLC and beat that too.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a beefier version of Dark Souls 3. So if, in my opinion, if you didn't like Dark Souls 3, you probably aren't gonna like this game. Um, it's not as fast paced as Sekiro or Bloodborne or Neo or anything like that. Because you seem to gravitate more towards the faster paced.
Yes.
Even though I know you do like slower paced games as well. But as
For
far as
action
like these
games,
type of
I
games,
want fast combat. Like
yeah, you want
I
fast
want fast
combat.
combat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you can do those builds in this game, but it's like something you got to work towards. You won't get it right off the bat,
Yeah.
if that makes any
Can I
sense.
last
So,
long enough to get
um,
there?
I, that's the problem. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Will I get bored before I
Yeah,
get there?
yeah, I think you'll get bored before you
We'll
get there.
see.
Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I'm glad they're doing something with it. There was a rumor that came out too with this. I didn't put it in here, but I forgot. That Armored Core could be being released in the wintertime of this year,
Okay.
wintertime or fall time of this year.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I If Armored Core comes out this year, I'm gonna be 6 feet one, 6 foot
Man,
one.
I don't know,
Just letting
man.
y'all
I
know
don't
that.
know, dude.
I,
Like they've been working
I
on that
don't.
game for a while. We've heard rumors about that
When
for a long time
when did
ago.
we hear first hear the
It's
leaks?
been
Were
it's been a
we still in the
No,
closet?
it's not that long ago. It's been
Okay.
at least a couple years. And the game was presumably in advanced stages of development at that point. So
Okay.
I do think it's not imminent, but I mean I could see it within the next year coming out.
Yeah, okay. I can if they had to say next winter, I would be like, okay, that's doable. But I don't know about this year, man.
Now it might get delayed.
That's a pipe
It might get
dream.
delayed
Yeah, that's
as
a
certainly. And it is Armored Core. I don't know if you want to release it in the winter. Like you probably want to release it in like February.
yeah. In my
Or
opinion, you would want to do that.
January. Yeah, I don't think you want that game going up against like Call of Duty and fucking whatever blockbuster
Battlefield and all
Nintendo
that
has,
shit.
and then presumably
Yeah.
Spider-Man this fall too. I don't know if you want to be in that muck with Armored Core, but I don't know. Armor Core is going to be fun actually to watch because is From Software, are they at the point where their games are going to sell like crazy no matter what they make now? Has Elden Ring
Uh,
broken through the stratosphere that
I
highly,
mean,
or
Sekiro still sold
it
millions.
was
It's still like
not
4 or 5
anywhere
million.
near this though? It was like 5 million, dude. Like it,
Yeah, that's still
yeah,
decent
but it's
though.
like a
Like for
quarter of what Elden Ring sold. It's
I mean, I don't think their games are hitting like
I'm talking, this is what I mean. Is Armored Core going to sell like 7, 8, 9 million for a franchise that
no, it's
never
gonna
has done
sell.
that, you know?
I will be surprised if it sold a
Just off
million.
the no, it's going to sell more than a million, definitely.
I bro, I'll be surprised if it sold a
It
million.
definitely won't.
I think once the Souls influencers get their hands on this, it's like, oh, it's nothing like this Souls game. And it's like, yeah, it's fucking Armor Core. And Armor Core doesn't hold your hand when they figure out that damn, I got to pay for bullets, I gotta pay for missiles. I don't know if I want to play this
Yeah, yeah.
game.
Yeah.
like like if you destroy your core, you gotta start off with a base core at the building the core all over again. Now, maybe I will say, maybe this exposure from software because they are normally building hardcore games.
Yeah.
Maybe this will kind of soften them a little bit because to be honest with you, like their games have gotten easier over time, or maybe we just gotten better as players. But I feel like Elden Ring is like a clear sign that they understand that other people want to play their games and they made it way more accessible to everybody. I think Sekiro was probably the last time they're in their way where like this is our fucking game and you're gonna play it our fucking way type deal.
I don't know, man.
Um
I mean, the way you're describing Armored Core, that's what Armored Core is, isn't it? It's kind of more like
yeah,
Sekiro.
Armor Core is like this is the hardcore mech experience. You are a pilot, you are a mercenary. There is no support. Like you are the support. So you got to pay your dues and everything like
That
that.
was pretty
Like
sick.
that's
That
what
sounds
Armor
pretty
Core
cool.
is.
I'm actually pretty
Yeah.
excited about that game, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's a pretty dope game. I
If we
mean,
could play a co-op
once you
too, that'd
build
be
your
cool.
I think you can. Yeah, I know you can play verses with each other, but I think you can play co-op missions with each other as well. And the reason why people get invested in it because you're building this core and that's like your fucking baby.
Yeah,
Like you don't want to see it die in battle. You want it to be the best ever in battle.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. And you gotta get insurance out on it and everything is crazy. Anyway.
All right, well, fair enough. We'll talk more about this if does this DLC does come out and you end up playing it. We will certainly cover it. All right, Montrell, that's it for news. I just wanted to real quick. We did do a guess the Metascore last week on Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. And to
Mhm.
follow up on that, so I guessed a 7.9, you guessed an 8. And the game currently is 81 on PS5, 80 on Xbox, and 82 on PC. So we're like right in there. Like we're pretty close.
Yeah, I knew both of us are gonna be
Yeah,
right.
we were
Yeah,
pretty
I knew
close. We were
both
a
of us are gonna
little
be right.
low, but overall, like yeah, we're right on there. So we got a good. I feel like we're pretty good. We've been hitting these lately. We got Hogwarts pretty much on the nose too. So let's see what's coming out. What's coming out next that we could do? There's nothing really.
uh, Uh, not like in the immediate future, I don't think. Oh, Resident Evil 4 remake, but that's like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks from now.
I mean, we
So,
could do it now if you want.
yeah, I think it's gonna get a 9. Actually, I'm gonna start doing specific numbers now. So I'm gonna say 9.3.
9.3. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say 9.4. I was in the same range. That
okay,
it feels like this one's almost a guaranteed home run.
yeah,
Probably. So we'll see. We'll see how that one does. We'll track that. It's coming in a couple weeks. 2 3 weeks, right? I think it's the 24th, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay,
24.
so that'll be our next one. Yeah, I think we kind of need to just do these when we think about it because I always forget to do the segment, and I'm like these games pass us by, and I'm like, fuck, we should have guessed the Metascore on that one, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to look what else there is this month. I think that's it. That's really the best one to do for now. So After that, it would be like Jedi, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Suicide Squad. That'll be a fun one to do, and then
Oh
Diablo
yeah.
4, and then Final Fantasy 16. So I think those are like our four targets we probably need to do. Um, but I want to do those a little bit closer to their release dates. So
Yeah.
all right.
I'm really interested in that Diablo.
I'm really bullish on it. I really think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I've been hearing. Like my news feed on YouTube has been like, "This game is it. This is it." Like they did the
No,
classes
this
right.
is
They've redefined how they
Montrell.
do
This is what's
characterization.
gonna happen. I'm just gonna tell you right now, because Jet and Brad are like Diablo 2 purists, right? I think this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna get it, and we're all gonna be playing it, and me and you are probably gonna be like really into it, right? I think Jet and Brad are both gonna pick at it and figure
They're
out
gonna fucking
they're gonna
hate
figure out ways to
it.
convince themselves that they hate it, and they're gonna go back to D2. I think that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like one mechanic.
That they don't
That's
like.
like
Yep. Yep.
stream. Yeah, they're streamlined and like, oh, well, we
Yep.
used to do this now, and I remember we had to farm for
Or like
Shakos, and
smart
now we can get them
loot. They're gonna
for
be like their
free.
game's gonna have smart loot, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I fucking hate smart loot, bro. Oh, I like to trade. Oh, fucking no." Like, and dude, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
into a fucking blowout argument with the two of them about it. Like, y'all need to fucking like get out of your fucking like your little corner with Diablo 2. Like, goddamn, it's not that good
yeah.
of a
See,
game.
because he
Like,
was talking about he was talking about a strategy they used to use to get loot. It was like teleport or something. And he's like, yeah, I teleport, do this, teleport, do this, and I get the loot, and I can get fast loot like
yeah,
that because it's not it's client side, or it's not client side, it's like server side, so everybody sees it. Uh, in Diablo 2 rather.
yeah.
And he's probably gonna complain like, I can't do that anymore, because everybody's loot is for them. And I'm like, I think that's okay. I think that's gonna be okay.
Um,
Maybe they don't do that. We
that
don't
is
know. So
look. I think that change in ARPGs is extremely welcome. The shit they talk about in D2 is so toxic. Like,
it is the stuff they be talking about. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna.
well, like
I
stealing
can't
loot
play
off
this
the
for fun.
ground from people, like going into a fucking lobby and like a legendary drops or whatever, and you just fucking grab it. You grab it and run.
Yeah.
It's like that is so fucking toxic, man. Like fucking fuck that. Like that is not nostalgic in any way. That's just shitty. Like that's sucky ass game
but
design in my opinion. Like
well, they have a whole like community, like the way the community is structured is like weird too, like how they join different lobbies for different like types of loot and shit
yeah,
like that. I don't know, it's just
yeah.
when I be hearing them talking, I try to like grasp it, and I'm like, this is not noob friendly at all. Like if
No.
I get into this shit, I will probably be
No.
pissed. Like I just want to play the fucking game.
So they're gonna figure out something. Yeah, they're gonna figure out something in D4 that they're not gonna like, and
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be arguing with
hilarious.
them about it because I'm gonna be playing D4 and I'm gonna be like, y'all are fucking crazy, dude. Like this game, like this is the thing for me, right? Ultimately, is I don't like D2 not because of the loot system, not because of the toxic BS, anything we just talked about. It's the fucking gameplay.
Mm.
The game just doesn't feel good to
It's
play.
so dated.
It's so
It's dated.
clunky, dude. Like it doesn't feel good at all. I'm sorry. They would fucking get mad at me for this, but Diablo 3 plays so much better than Diablo 2.
So
So
much
much
better,
better. It's
bro. You
insane.
can't go back.
Like it is still
You
like to
can't
me
go
in
back.
terms of pure gameplay. Forget about the itemization, the classes, any of that shit. The loot, any of that stuff. The pure moment to moment gameplay, you controlling your character, it is the best RPG that's ever been created. Like
Yes,
I
no,
believe
he
that.
is not lying about that
Like
shit.
I
That shit
truly
is
believe
fucking
that, and I
fun.
am a Grim Dawn fucking simp, and that game doesn't come close to Diablo 3's gameplay. Like, so I'm speaking from a place of experience with the ARPGs. Like I played a fuck ton of them, and I like them all for different reasons, right? But
Yeah.
D4 could marry those two things together: the loot, the great loot and itemization and character customization with amazing gameplay, bro. Like it could really be the greatest ARPG of all time. Like I really feel that. And if those two do that, where they like pick at it and figure out, like just decide they hate the game for whatever reason, one reason or another, I'm just gonna be like, oh, like this could have
Well,
been
the
this could
only
be one
thing
of the best multiplayer games we could possibly have together. The four of
yeah.
us. But so I don't know. I'm being a
One
pessimist.
thing
I'm
I
being a
just
pessimist. I'm also defending Blizzard, which makes me feel gross. So yeah,
so that's another thing I was
yeah,
about to get to.
yeah,
Like, one thing well, it's not even Blizzard. I just think one discourse I'm gonna get really tired of. Uh, if the fucking female barbarian is too fucking buff, someone's like, "Oh, well, remember? Oh, look at these woke barbarians. They don't look like women anymore." And it's like, "Oh my fucking god, bro! I just want to play the fucking."
Well, that was one of their complaints about D2 because they made the Amazon look like a fucking butch dude, and I'm like, what? Why do you even care? You
Amazon.
can't even see your character like at a certain point. Like the fucking gear just covers them up anyways. Like you don't even know what they fucking look like. I don't know. Like I always found that weird. I find that weird. I find that shit weird. I find that weird. Like I don't care
Oh
what my
my,
character looks like in an ARPG because I don't look at my character. I don't care what my character fucking looks
because
like.
they're gonna be
They're
geared
gonna be
up
geared out of their
anyway, and
fucking asshole. Like, you know? So I care what their gear looks
oh my
like, you
god.
know? Like that's what matters.
It's just it's so toxic now. I literally can't since my Twitter is curated for games, like I almost like Twitter is making me hate video games. That's why I stopped getting on it.
Yeah.
I like tweet some
Yeah.
shit and I get off of it
Mhm.
now. Because it's like I would see the worst discourse around video games. And it's mainly like the woke shit. And it's like, bro. And it's like both sides. Like they're still talking about uh Yoshi P
God.
and his Final Fantasy 16 take about like black people not
Oh
being
my
in that time.
god.
And it's like
Yeah.
I get it and I understand it. And I actually was talking shit about it when it first came out.
Yeah, we did.
But
We did.
we talked shit about it.
But at the
And
same time, I
I
get where
tore
he's coming from. It's his fucking
yeah,
world.
and
He can do whatever he
it's his
wants.
fucking world.
Like
He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
does
And it's
that
like
make him racist? Because like he wants it to be like to adhere to medieval
so
Europe? I don't know. I
that's what
don't
I was
know.
gonna
Does
get
it
at,
matter?
right?
Who cares? Like, I don't know, dude. Like,
I mean, it matters to a certain extent,
yeah,
but at the same time, like I think we bash it over the head enough.
yeah.
Y'all still gonna buy this game. Like this isn't like a Hogwarts situation.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna buy this
Well,
fucking
fuck
game.
no, hold on.
Like
Fuck that.
regardless.
Everybody bought Hogwarts anyways too. So fuck all
That's
y'all.
true. Exactly. So y'all still gonna buy the game. I'm still gonna buy the game.
Yeah.
But it is nice to point it out. Like this is some bullshit, Yoshi
Yeah.
P. And I'm pretty sure his next game, he's not gonna do that dumb shit anymore. Like the
Well,
PR
I
is
think
gonna
the
be like,
thing
all
is
right.
he's already done it in fucking Final Fantasy 14. So that's the reason I'm giving him a little bit of a pass. Like Final Fantasy 14 is super fucking diverse, like the world in that game.
Oh yeah,
Like the last
exactly. Yeah.
expansion literally had like an India, like a land that was basically like India. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the level of diversity in that game now is crazy. You know,
Yeah, so it was like we already had that conversation. And I think it was also too clickbait from like the major publications because like The Verge wrote about it again and then Kotaku did it again,
yeah,
like just recently or whatever.
yeah,
And it's like in the conversation came up again. I'm like, bro, y'all not gonna do anything, y'all not gonna boycott the game. We already beat this dead horse, we already beat the game to a dead horse. As far as that point, I made jokes about it. I talked about how it was bullshit
yeah.
and I'm not going to say anything else about it. And I didn't say anything else about it until I
Well,
obviously now.
yeah.
But like now the conversation came back up, and I'm like, bro, I get it, but y'all still gonna buy the
Well,
game. So can
on
we
the other
just
side
shut
of the
up about it?
spectrum too, man, like I'm so tired of the like, oh my god, there's a black person. Oh, it's woke. What like, dude. Oh my god,
It's so
there's a
annoying.
lesbian. It's woke. Like, oh, why are they shoving lesbians down our throat? Because dude, it happened again with The Last of Us this week, right?
Oh
They did the
my
Left
god.
Behind episode where
Mhm.
Ellie kisses Riley or whatever, and you finally get
Oh
the
my god.
overt revelation that she's a lesbian, even though there were signs before this. You know,
Yeah.
like, and it's like that episode's getting review bombed, just like the one episode 3 with
Are you
Bill and Frank. Yeah,
serious?
yeah, dude. It's like, guys, like,
Gay people exist. Like, I'm sorry to
no,
tell y'all
no,
that.
and I
Like,
think the thing is, I understand the idea, right, of it being shoved down your throat. There are pieces of media where it is
oh yeah.
overtly
Where
put
it's like
in. Yeah,
overtly.
the
Yeah,
diversity
yeah.
is there for diversity's sake, and it is taking away from
To
the.
check off a
Yeah,
box.
they're checking the
Yeah.
box, right? It's not there for any other reason than to check that box. You know, it's not like authentic. However,
Yeah.
like this is why I hate this conversation and I hate the way people on the right fucking react to this shit is because like The Last of Us is a long established game. It's been out for fucking 10 years. Ellie's been a lesbian that whole fucking time, guys. Bill
Exactly.
was gay that whole fucking time. This isn't fucking a new thing. This isn't anybody putting anything in for diversity's sake. This was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Way before we started talking
First,
about this just shit all the time, you know? Like,
but first of all, this was like an original story, so it's not like
yes.
they made Luke Skywalker gay.
Right. And
Like
it's
it's
also
like
it's
is
also well established in the game. It's a core to the character of Ellie. It's an important piece of who she is. It's not like it's just some throwaway thing. Like, you know, it's I don't know. It just frustrates me that people like react like that to this stuff because it's you're not really you're just making a knee jerk reaction. You're really not critically thinking about it. You're not critically analyzing it at all. You know, you're just going, oh, gay. It's like it's become like black and white, right? It's like, oh, gay, woke, woke, bad. I hate woke. Like that's and then it turns into like I don't like gay people, and it's like, bro, like, are you fucking serious? Like, what the fuck? What? How do you get there? How do you fucking let yourself get there? You know? Um, I don't know.
no, it's a conversation that like it needs to be honest on both sides
Yeah,
because I think both sides are very disingenuous about it. To be honest with
yeah,
you,
totally.
I think both sides politicize it. I think both sides blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, but I think there's
Um,
a difference, right? I think the left is just annoying, right? Like they're just annoying about it because they think it's the most important thing in any situation, no matter what, right? Like the
yeah,
identity politics shit. But I think the
yeah,
thing is
yeah.
the difference with the right is like they're like tricking themselves into being racist or tricking themselves into being homophobes, you know? And it's like you're not that person. Like why are you letting these rhetoric talking points like convince you that like you're like twisting yourself into a pretzel to become like to like repeat racist talking points. It's like, come on, man. Like
Well, the thing that
be your own
irritates me
person.
too, right? Yeah, the thing that irritates me, that doesn't get talked about. It's not even a diversity. It's sometimes the way certain characters or something may look,
Yeah.
right? And somebody did a comparison. They're like, "Oh, look at this sexy," and I don't, I think it had to be some JRPG lady or whatever the fuck, I don't know. And it was like, "Oh, look at PlayStation's females, like look how they make their female characters," and it was Alloy, and I'm like,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, where somebody
yeah, I was
like dolled up Aloy and like makeup and like made her look quote sexy, and it was like the one of the most
yeah,
horrifying things I've ever seen.
it was
Uh,
disgusting. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, Aloy's already like hot to me. I'm
yeah.
like, she was already hot.
I
So
think the
like,
thing
why are
is though,
y'all
I don't see that's the thing.
like? She's not the traditional,
Yeah,
like I guess, like
well,
dialed up
and that's
version of
why I
hot or
like
whatever,
Aloy.
right?
I don't actually think she's hot. I don't like find her that attractive, but dude, I love that that's in a game though. Like that's like your main character. It's like it's just kind of an ordinary looking person. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's like that's great. We need more of that. More reality, you know, not that fucking dolled up bullshit where you like some
but
fucking
people are complaining
I
about
know.
it. Like
I
people are
know.
like aggressively
I
horny, and
know.
it's getting annoying
I know.
now. I'm just like, bro, why are y'all so horny for these characters? Like,
Totally.
yeah, I like
Bro,
looking
go
at good
play
looking
League, okay?
characters,
If you're
but
that
like,
horny, just play League or Overwatch, all right? There's plenty of
but
sex in those
they
games
probably
for
get
you. Like,
they, bro, they getting mad about League.
yeah.
You remember? I remember when the lobby got
Yeah.
released. Everybody was like, bro, what is this? And then some people are like, oh, I like the buff mommy. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then some people are like, ugh, she looks like a man. League
Oh
always
my
releasing these
god.
characters. It's woke.
Dude, I
I'm
could
like, oh
name
my
10
God.
characters
Like,
off the top of my head right now that are fucking sex dolls, like, in that game. So it's just like it's so dumb, dude. Like,
but like even one of our friends, right? Like when Graves and Twisted Fate gotten
yeah.
first of all in the lore of League of Legends they never announced their sexuality for Graves and Twisted
Yep.
Fate, so these characters never really had like we never seen them react or like have relationships with women or men. We just don't know. They're just like cool like bar hanging type folks
Yep.
that lived in fucking
Yeah.
Bilgewater, and like Bilgewater is like a fucking pirate town or whatever, right? So both of these characters, like this one, like has cars. He's like a card flipping slick type guy, Twisted Fate, and then another one was like a cigar smoking with a fucking big ass
Kind of like
shotgun
a
type dude.
cowboy almost.
Yeah, almost like a cowboy. Yeah, and it turns out these two dudes are in a relationship with each other. They're gay. It's her friends got upset, like kind of upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it doesn't take away from Graves. Like, it doesn't take away from his
Yeah.
personality. It doesn't take
Well,
away from Twisted
I
Fate.
think like that kind of goes to my point earlier, right? Like he's kind of like parroting those talking points a little bit, and I'm
Yeah,
like, dude,
that's why I pushed
yeah,
back a little
I
bit
know
against
you
some like.
did, and I applaud you for it because I don't have the will to like fight with him sometimes on this stuff, because I agree with you. I'm like, is it that big of a deal that these characters are gay? Like Twisted Fate kind of looks like he could be gay, anyways. Like he kind of dresses like that, you know. Graves,
Yeah,
okay, all right, he's a more manly man, but dude, like there are plenty of manly men that are fucking gay. Like it's not like it's an unrealistic thing, you know? So and I think the thing is if they come out and like half the roster's gay, you know, like all of a sudden like okay, that's a little bit
and
more of
they
a
didn't do that.
more of a conversation, right? But it's like that's not what they're doing though. It's just a couple characters. And like you said, they never talked
Like
about their
half the
sexuality before. So
yeah, half the characters they never even talked about their sexuality. I think there's only one like two confirmed gay couples, which is Diana and Leona, and like they were
oh, that's it.
I
That's
obviously like
interesting.
yeah, because they're on both sides of different
Yeah, I was
clans.
gonna
Like
say,
Leona's
don't
the
those
clan
two
of the
clans hate
sun.
each other? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So like they're in the clan of the sun and she's in the clan of the
Yeah.
moon. And like, but they love each other. They had like a secret affair with each other, and they obviously love each other. But at the end, they grew up and they had to fight each
Yeah.
other. So it's like that's going on. And then we got obviously Graves and fucking Twisted Fate. But I don't. But they got heteros fucking couples. They got fucking Lucian and fucking Cinna.
Yeah.
Like, and then we got fucking Gwen and Viego.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
it's not like fucking Apex or Overwatch, dude. Like those games like are like checkbox games, right? Like they
Yeah, no, that
yeah.
yes, yeah, that's definitely like
Yeah.
one
I
checkbox
don't
game. And it's
think
actually kind of
yeah,
ironic.
League's not at that point, you know? Like I don't think League's there. So, I don't know. Th- I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean, I
funny
don't know.
too. I
A lot
just
of these characters been
yeah.
yeah, a lot of these characters been out for years, man. It's
Yeah.
like I don't mind it. It's like it doesn't really take away, and then they kind of put it in line with the character's personality. Like I'm pretty sure if they were to do something like with Ari, right? I'm pretty sure she's gonna be like bi because her whole thing is like she lures people in with her sexuality or whatever like
Yeah.
that. And Evelyn. So like, I'm pretty sure like they don't really fucking give a fuck. Like I don't know. It's just like I don't know. What are you supposed to do? But then like you got games like Apex, right? Where it's just like fucking Bloodhound's non-binary and fucking this
Catalyst is
person,
trans and
yeah,
fucking
Catalyst is
there's like
trans
multiple
and
gay characters, bi characters, yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It's like
yeah.
I don't know.
It's just like a
It's just
little more checkboxy, right? It feels
yeah.
like they're going out of their way to make sure like everybody's represented, which is fine. It's like not it's not like a I don't know. Like I don't have a problem.
It's not
It's
a
not a
bad
bad
thing.
thing, but it is a little funny. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
just funny.
notable.
Like
It's
all these.
notable though. It's like more overt, right? Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
but then you got people who trip out about a fucking bathroom sign in Dead Space. They wrote a whole fucking article and like, well, it's woke now. Why are there three people on the bathroom sign in Dead Space? And it's like because everybody can use. It's the fucking
Well,
future.
yeah.
Like I
Also,
don't.
yeah. Humanity probably evolved off of these asinine talking points and realized that we're all humans and it's fine. It's fucking fine. We're adults. We can figure it out. You know. And they
Yeah,
got bigger
exactly.
problems to deal with, like fucking necromorphs. Okay, like more important things.
It's just so funny with like the talking points of video games and shit. I just
Well, this
laugh.
is why,
I don't
dude.
know.
I almost like. I secretly wish we get invaded by aliens because, like, humanity needs something to unite it. Like, truly does. Get us
Yeah,
off of these
yeah.
dumb fucking like platforms that we all live on. You know, where we're fucking fighting about sexual orientation and shit. Like, you know, it's I don't know.
I'm just I. You know what? Like I think yesterday it was the day before yesterday, I think. And I saw the talking point for like, video games, the sexual orientation or like I think it was either one like, ooh, this character's sexy and this character's not. I think it was one of those topics that triggered me. And I was like, you know what? I hope Elon fucking burns this app to the ground because it just needs to go. Like Twitter needs to go.
Yeah,
I don't think Facebook is as bad because I don't even be on Facebook like
yeah.
that. But Twitter
Well, I
has to
just
go,
think
bro. Like,
you know, I don't know. We're like getting into a fucking huge tangent here,
yeah, yeah,
but
that's
one well, like just one
yeah,
last point about Twitter, right? Like I was like Twitter is funny because people don't talk like they talk on Twitter, right? If you met half these people like in real life, they would be totally different than the way they are on Twitter, right? Um
except for me, y'all. I talk the exact same way off mic too.
I'm just saying most people though are like they're like puppy dogs. Like they're gonna be like fucking they're like fucking attack dogs on Twitter. Very willing to talk shit, get into it, people attack people, be toxic, and then in real life they're like they don't even talk to anybody. You know, it's like
Yeah.
they're like afraid to talk to people in real life. You know, so it's just it's a weird platform. I think it's just deformed like human communication because humans don't communicate the way they do on Twitter. You know, in reality, like in real life, it just they just don't. So
Yeah, no, you're right. It's I did make a tweet like that. I say what I would say, because usually some people come at me really crazy on Twitter and they
yeah,
like sometimes try to fight me and stuff, and I'm like in real life, and I'm
yeah,
like I don't engage, or I don't really try to engage with that, because like I'm different when it comes to like fighting and stuff like that and
hmm
all other shit like that. I don't really talk shit to people who are trying to. I don't talk about how they look or call them stupid or whatever the case may be, because I just don't believe in that, unless I'm like really mean it
yeah.
or
I
whatever.
mean,
Because I would say it to your
yeah,
face, but it's like I don't really like to do that online because you're not in my face. Like if I'm gonna say something vulgar like that, like you're a
yeah. You
fucking
don't want to be a
idiot.
keyboard
Like
warrior. Yeah,
exactly.
God, man. Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah, I try
not
to
I'm the
refrain
type
from
I
stuff like
avoid
that.
conflict, so I don't want to have conflict anywhere, like whether it's online or like in person. But because yeah, one of our friends, like you know, we were talking about Jet. He's really mad about when I called him out about Lord of, like Rings of Power. He still brings that shit up, man. Like he brought it up this past weekend.
Really?
We were playing board games, man, because we were talking about The Last of Us, and I was kind of criticizing it a bit. I was like, I don't like some of the changes they made. And he like brings up Rings of
Mhm.
Power, and he's like, oh, the fucking hypocrisy, man. When I don't like something because they changed things, and I'm like sitting there, like, dude, I'm like, I kind of got into it with him a little bit because I'm like, Jet, did you watch Rings of Power? And he's like, no, and I'm like, okay, that's the point. Like, like I've watched both. Okay, like you can't tell me that I'm a hypocrite for not liking the changes in The Last of Us when you haven't fucking watched Rings of Power. Like, you don't like the changes, you don't even know what the changes are. Like, there's no argument here. Like, and he just kept going on about it. I'm like, God damn, man, like let it fucking go, dude. Like, fucking watch the show, all right? Like, we'll have this conversation when you watch the fucking show, you know?
Even that show, I feel like that one is a suffrage of both sides of the woke movement.
Yeah.
But particularly like I mean, unfortunately, the right side,
Definitely.
or like people who are
Oh yeah.
very into like Lord of the
Yes.
Rings and stuff like that. They're like, no.
When they saw that black
When
elf,
people saw
bro, it
that
was
black
fun.
elf,
Yeah,
oh
it
my
was
god.
sick.
When people saw that black elf, boy, it was
Oh
over. I was like, oh,
man.
there goes a
This isn't Lord
franchise
of the
right
Rings.
there. It's always so funny because it's like we got dragons, we got goblins, we got
But
witches,
oh
we
god,
got
one black
fucking.
elf, and oh man, it's over. It's not Lord of the Rings anymore.
It's not realistic. It's it's not keeping in touch with the medieval or the European
Oh
centric
my
theme that's
fucking
going
god,
on.
man!
It's
No,
not.
I know that's where I get. That's where I get. That's why I hate that argument, and that's why it annoyed me that Yoshi P used it. Because yeah, it's like, dude, like literally, like think about Final Fantasy 16, right? It's a game literally where people are gonna fucking turn into titans and fight each other. Like, are you like what the fuck? What are you talking about? Realism, like within some set, like what are we even
It's
doing?
such a weird
It's such
argument.
a
It's
weird
such a weird.
argument, dude. It doesn't make any
Did I
sense.
play? Did I play games like Wulong? Right, I'm in fucking uh the 800s of
Yeah,
China fighting the Three Kingdoms era war, and my character's black because they got a character
yeah,
creator, and my character's black with
yeah.
dreads. There are no black people back then.
Not in China, there weren't. And if they were,
That's what I'm
man,
saying. There were no people in
they were
China
not running
fighting, no black
around
people in
fighting
China.
like a fucking samurai, dude. Like there was very different things happening to those folks,
And,
probably.
yeah, and even like in Neo too,
Yeah.
like there was one black
Oh
samurai you do
yeah, yeah,
encounter that's
man.
like
Yep.
historical,
Yeah.
right? That's like actual
Yeah.
real. He was
Yeah.
there, but like even your character is like black, and you're talking to fucking Nobunaga. He's like, "Yo, and I would have fucking unified
Yeah.
Japan with your
Yeah.
help." And it's like, "Nah, bro, I'm black. Like, I wasn't black.
Oh my
I'm not
god.
historically accurate, bro. I can't help you, bro. I'm sorry." Like, you're just
Like
gonna walk off. Like,
he just wigs out like the code. He just like stops work and he's like, that does not compute. Oh
so I
shit.
don't know. That's what that's my whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's I
Like,
think
I
that's the
don't
thing.
know.
We just need to chill, man. Like, there's certain situations where realism matters in fiction, right?
Yeah,
And
I
and
agree.
and and I think like even within something like Lord of the Rings, there is a degree to which realism within the context of the world matters, right? If you establish something in that world, it needs to be consistent. However,
Mhm.
um the color of people's skin is not something that's ever been established in Lord of the Rings. It's not an important component to anything. Like it doesn't change
Well,
anything that there's a black elf. Like it has no material impact on anything.
well,
Like
Justin, because Tolkien, and when he wrote it, he envisioned Europe as it is back in the
yeah, and
day. Blah,
maybe
blah, blah. I'm
maybe
like,
Tolkien maybe Tolkien either A wasn't thinking about it, B was racist, C I
possible.
don't know. Like maybe he wasn't racist, but it was just one of those things. Like white people were like everything was fucking revolved around white people back then. That's just the way things fucking
Yeah,
were. So it could just be a
yeah,
byproduct of that. And if he was alive today, he may have a totally different fucking opinion about this. So it's just like we just get so wrapped up in it, and it's like it's so dumb to the point. Like the Dead Space thing, the Lord of the Rings thing, the shit with the like League we were talking about. It's like, man, why do you get so bent out of shape about it? It is not important. It's really not that important. It's like not that big of a deal. Like, it might be
yeah.
important. It's important to a group of people, probably, to the group of people that are represented. But to like me as a consumer of a piece of media that isn't like impacted by that representation in my sphere, why is that going to like
Mhm.
lower my opinion of something? It's just like I don't like. Okay, cool, great. I'm glad they're doing it. That's awesome. It's like it has as long
Yeah,
as it's not like it's not like the checkbox shit that we were talking about. That's like where I draw the line,
yeah,
but that line is very wiggly. Like it's not clear. It's not like a line in the sand that's obvious. Like it's kind of case by case.
yeah.
Um
And sometimes, and like, I'm for me, it's like on the other side. I do like to see representation, but it's like I don't want to see forced representation. I don't want you to change the character. My biggest pet peeve of like this era of quote unquote wokeness is when they change and establish characters
Identity, yeah.
sex, or they change their identity, or change their color, their race, or whatever the case. I don't like that. I would rather you just
But
make a
even
brand new
even that's
character.
case by case for me, right? Because I think we've talked about like what if they made Superman black? I
Yeah, that
what's the problem
like
with that? Like I don't think that there's
there
necessarily an issue with that. I don't think they need to do it with
because
everybody, but you know,
yeah, exactly. Because like the Superman, like that is like a mantra,
yeah,
right? Like Spider Man
right.
is like it's like a symbol of what it is. So if when they did make Spider Man black, it wasn't an issue. When they made Spider Man a woman, it wasn't an issue because Stan Lee established that it's a symbol or a mantra. It's not Peter Parker all the fucking
Peter
time.
Parker,
And
the white man, is not the symbol.
yeah,
It's the
but
yeah,
but like in other cases, right? It's like, well, maybe some diversity would have touched spice things up because we talk about Fallen Order all the time. Jedi Fallen Order. It's another white guy in Star Wars. How many white guys have saved everybody in
right,
Star
right.
Wars? And it's
Yeah.
like, and then the one woman we get is so overpowered that she doesn't have her own agency or her own character. In
It's
my
not
opinion,
authentic.
like
It's
Ray,
not authentic, and it,
it's
and it
not
like ruins the story, like what they did with her. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, well, Star Wars has established lore that that anybody, even other races of aliens, can be Jedi or Sith masters or whatever the case. But we're still going with
Yeah,
another white guy.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And there's a there's
So
a there's a black character in that game that's a fucking Sith. Like, man, like why didn't you reverse
and she's
those? It's like I like
but I don't even mind that because sometimes when they make black characters, they always make them like they don't even make them evil. They make
yeah.
them like the grandpa ish type
Hmm.
characters or the sensei type character,
Yeah.
or like, oh, like I'm like a Rocky type character, like training Rocky or whatever like that. Like, oh, I used to be like this back in the day, boy, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna help you
Yeah.
out. And it's like
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
but like now that we got like a legitimate like evil character, like it's like menacing. Like I love Trilla. Like every black person I know that loves plays Star Wars and plays Jedi Fallen Order, we love Trilla. But she was cute.
It's a
It's like
shame they killed that character actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that character's really
Yeah.
dope. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, whoever played Fallen
Yeah.
Order. But yeah.
True. Yeah, we probably we just fucking ruined somebody's day just there. Fucking damn it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I think we all need to take a step back and like examine these things case by case. And that's more the way I approach it. Is I'm totally aligned with Montrell. Like I love the added representation in these things. I think we need more of it, absolutely. But like
I,
forced representation in media
that's
is
that's where I
that's
draw
where
the
I draw the
line at
line, you know.
myself.
But again,
Yeah.
it's not black and white though. Forced representation is not a thing you can just point at, and it's always like that. You know, it's like we were talking about Apex and Overwatch, right? Like they're kind of an example of it, but they're like borderline. I don't think it's like that annoying. It's not like they throw it in your fucking face. Like the characters don't go when you pick them, oh, I'm gay or oh, I'm trans. You know, it's like it's not like that. You know, so it's not.
The only character out of all the games that really fucking annoys me is fucking Valkyrie.
Yeah,
We all hate Valkyrie.
true,
Valkyrie is one of the most
true,
obnoxious. It is not
true.
because she's gay. It's literally the character herself is just fucking obnoxious.
And
I
that's
can't
the
stand that
point of her
character.
though. They did that on purpose, and
They did that on purpose.
that
Yeah.
is part of me like admires it. At the same time, I hate the character though. It's like, you know, so I don't know. It's fine. It's like I think part of it is like I'm trying to think of the show Star Trek Discovery, I think, is like a good
Yeah.
example of where they force it and it fucking ruins something, you know, cuz I didn't watch that show, but everything I've seen about it is like, dude, they were just shoving diversity into Star Trek and it didn't need it cuz it already had it. It's like fucking
I was
frustrating as
just about to
shit,
say
you know.
that. Like it
Yeah.
was already there and they're forcing
Yeah.
it. And it was just that in my opinion, Star Trek was one of the most progressive shows almost ever on
Yes.
TV. They were the first, even like way back. They had the I forgot her fucking name. I'm sorry. Don't kill me, y'all. But she was like one of the first black sci-fi people to be on TV. And they're like they did that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it was like um I don't know, it- it's like you said, it's like a hit or miss with certain
Yep.
franchises. Overwatch kind of established itself based off diversity, and I love the diversity in Overwatch. I think Apex did it as well. They based themselves off the diversity, and I love it in Apex. Even though sometimes it can be a little bit like I didn't really care. But like that it doesn't affect my gameplay. It's not like Loba always like, oh, I'm bi and I'm fucking hot or whatever the fuck, she doesn't do that shit. We just know that she's bi from her back story or whatever the fuck,
Yeah. Right.
Like it's not like Mirage comes out and says like he's pansexual or whatever the case may be. It's just like that's what he is if you read into their back lore.
If you
But then there
never
are
look for it, you would never know. You'd probably would never
exactly.
know for most of the characters,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So,
So that's why I don't mind it because like a lot of these games, like it doesn't affect the fucking gameplay. Especially for multiplayer games, there isn't really a story unless it's outside. And even when I read the comics, like the comics are actually pretty decent. So it's like I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it, cool, let's go. But then you got games like The Last of Us where it is integral to the character themselves. You got like somebody like Ellie, who we all knew, like, all right, mm, you know, and they constantly showed they showed it they slightly showed
yeah.
it and how it affected her character arc.
Yeah, and they
And
handled it
it's like,
appropriately.
oh,
Like they
they had it
established
appropriate,
it in small ways and then they came out and revealed it and then it's a key part of her character going forward, you know, into the second game.
and it's not like a woke thing. It's like that's who she
Yeah.
is as a person.
Absolutely.
Like,
Totally.
yeah,
And I love the way The Last of Us represents that. Like I think that's the way you do it, you know, the way that game
yeah,
those games have done it. And yeah, like that's why I get frustrated with people like fucking like talking shit about The Last of Us with it is like it's literally gotten down to the point where it's literally like gay person in show, I hate show. Like, you know, it's
yeah.
like
Like I hate show.
okay,
It's being woke. It's shoving it down my
yeah,
throat, and it's like,
yeah.
bro, all right,
It's
man,
like, all right,
like
man, like
whatever.
cool, bro. Like, it's like you fucking idiot, dude.
Change elf. Oh, they didn't even change it. Elf Black. Make a new character, Elf Black. Oh my god, show is woke, and it's like, oh, so do you hate black people? Like, but like that's the extreme, right? But it's just like, why does it matter, man? Like, it's just I don't know. It's just so stupid to me.
Yeah,
But I think we ranted about this long enough.
yeah.
I'm
We
hungry as
were.
fuck.
I mean, your internet held up. Shit.
Yeah, it's not storming outside anymore,
Yeah,
so
we're
I think it will be
we're
clear.
good now. All right. Well, yeah, we've been going for over 2 hours. Well, it probably will be a little under because yeah, there was a gap where Montrell disconnected. So, but that's it for us this week, guys. We hope you liked this episode. If you did, please like the show, review the show, and subscribe to the show on whatever feed you're listening to it on. And please share it with your friends. If you'd like to interact with us on Twitter, you can do so at iTrep for the Hokage for Montrell. That is the number 4, not the word. I'm at Thunder.01, and the show is at The Player's Take. If you'd like to send us a question, you can do so on Twitter, or you can send us an email to theplayerstake01@gmail.com. And that will be it for us, guys, this week. We hope you enjoyed this episode.